Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Dawn World. If you haven't seen our previous episode, make sure to look for episode 44. But we are going to go ahead and get started with this week's episode. So, previously, the party was investigating the portal that they found in Orenstead. They were doing that for the session ahead of last session as well. But last session, they found themselves once again on Ifazera, in the catacombs beneath one of the temples of Kingsford, the capital of Avalon. Upon returning to the portal and typing in a new address, they found themselves then in a ruined underwater temple that they later determined to be within the mysterious lake on the landmass known as Aquarius, just off the northwestern coast of Praxis. Upon exploring some of the temple and finding a map of the layout of the temple, the party decided to investigate the various different rooms that were on the map that were contained within the temple. They went to rooms such as the Chamber of Echoes, the courtyard. Didn't really feel like going into the living quarters, but they explored the labyrinth a little bit, which was the tunnels that were leading underneath, deeper beneath the temple, and then found themselves in another chamber with a hole in the floor. Looking down through the hole, they saw that there was yet another room beneath the room that they were standing in. Upon investigating this with one of their companions, they found out that something large and mysterious lurked in the room below. And while they were discussing and pondering what to do, whether to continue on or whether to return and come back at a later date, Toravine thought to possibly reach out to what might lurk below and see if the possibility of parley might be had. And what was in the chamber below seemed intrigued by this and emerged from the shadows just a little bit to be seen. And the party saw a huge reptilian form with green and yellow scales, with not one, not two, but 3 heads coming out of the torso, and answered Toravine's parley within his mind. And that is where we pick up this week. So, we'll switch that over here, and I will switch over the soundtrack here for the location that we are in, since I actually have
Kevin, do you want to ask me questions and then I'll ask it questions? You can roll charisma against me to tell it the question.
I mean, I guess we could do that.
So,
We could do that.
Toravine,
Good.
you reach out to this entity, and even though, like, you guys know from being down here and just the bits and pieces of conversation that you guys have had while underwater, it is difficult to communicate. Breathing isn't much of an issue, but the whole talking, everything is garbled, so it's a little more difficult to communicate back and forth. However, you reach out and speak down into this chamber, and this entity seems to reach out back to you with 3 similar but distinct feminine voices, but seems to reach out in your mind, speaking to you. In what you would assume is an ancient variation of the Elven that you know today.
From my recollection from our last interaction, I did introduce myself with my name.
Yes, you do.
trying for niceties to see what was the easiest form of communication of language to settle on. And as far as I understand, what we did settle on at the last moment was what we're communicating right now through. So, in my mind, continuing in the High Elven dialect back to these entities seems to be sufficient.
Seems to be. Currently.
I'll ask him, since I introduced myself to you, may I ask who you are?
The three heads look, the two that are to the side kind of look towards the center, kind of come out and look in towards the center head, and the head in the center kind of looks at both of them and then outstretches a little bit and looks up to you, and you hear a voice within your mind say, "We're not strangers anymore. Why don't you come down?" That was probably pretty quiet, but we're not strangers anymore. Why don't you come down?
I still would like to solidify the non-stranger part by knowing your name, please.
My name is Suna.
You have a name tag, I can write that down. Suna?
Suna. Tsuna. Like a tsunami. Please. It has been so very long since someone has visited us.
Well, Suna, since you are not alone and you seem to have very close companionships with your other ones, may I know what their names are too, so that way we wouldn't feel estranged of the other parts of you?
It kind of looks to the left and to the right head, and I just think I just saw something flicker on that, but maybe not. The one on the left, on their left.
Yes.
What is vibrating? I feel something vibrating. Is it my phone?
Not mine. I have mine on ring.
I just want to make sure it wasn't my phone for some reason. Okay.
On my phone.
All right. The one on the left kind of outstretches its head, and the middle one kind of recoils back a bit. My name is
She's heftier.
Malusa. And this is the one that has, you can see, the only one out of the three that actually has like horns similar to that of like what you would expect on a dragon. That seems to be cropping out the top of the head.
Malusa.
Malusa.
Oh, that's a very intriguing name. Malusa. Pretty close to Medusa. And your more bashful side?
Yeah, this one's kind of definitely like recoiled more, but eventually the two of them kind of like give like a motion to like, come on, don't be shy, and the other one makes its way out and says, Rasa.
Rasa.
Rassa. And then like immediately recoils.
Any horns on Rasa?
No.
Malusa is the only one with the horns.
Malusa is the one with the horns that are. I mean, they all have like spiky
Yeah,
bits
but
on their head,
common.
but yeah, Melusa's the one that has the ones that definitely look more like horns, like a typical dragon. The middle head has ones that look like they could crop out to be horns, but instead
Yeah.
of them being more on like the top middle part of the head, it's more towards the back. Like they would be running straight backwards, kind of.
Okay, handrails.
The other one seems to not have anything that resembles that kind of like
Okay.
there would be any horns or anything like that.
Well, I thank you for introducing yourselves to me, because I hear you. My friends do not. They're looking at me like, what am I doing? So I know they're not hearing this. So I would like to tell them.
Is Torvine the only one that's looking down the hole right now?
That's up to them.
I'm kind of looking at the creature, not the hole.
Well, okay, so you're looking down at.
But you are
that's his
looking down
question.
at it.
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was on the same level as us.
No,
No, well,
you
I am
guys
a
are
little bit on
like
a
up
different level,
here
that's true.
Yeah.
a little bit off to like you guys are more like right around here
On 30
and
feet.
straight up, but the way that the light's coming down, it ends up hitting more the center of the area.
Okay.
So you guys are seeing basically like just the front portion of
Okay.
this.
I was like, I'd be
Okay.
looking anywhere the creature is.
Okay, but you're not pointing your weapon down there, are
No, not yet.
you? Until we use that secret word.
I might be scratching the back of my neck a little bit, but no, not yet.
Okay, all right.
Got
The
a
size
nick
of
right
this
here. I don't know what it is.
entity, does it look like it could come up whenever it wants?
You do see
Looking
on
at
the
the chest.
feet, you do see like webbing on its feet as if
Yeah, I'm talking about size. I'm not saying capabilities if they can swim.
one of the heads could fit up through the hole, but not the entire creature. No.
Okay. So it can't come.
Did you make a motion for us to come look down?
Well, the reason I asked was who all's looking down through the hole. And she said she
Yeah.
was. Are you just standing back, or
I didn't motion, but your own curiosity can make you do whatever you want. It's just like Isaac. Isaac can do whatever he wants also. You can hang out with him and do rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I don't know.
Isaac more than likely would be looking down? I'm just
But he's
curious
curious.
who on the party's looking.
I mean, I can look down if there's room.
Yeah.
I mean, you're taller than everybody, so I mean, you
I
can.
meant like if everybody's crowding around and there's no room
It's a big hole.
to. Okay.
Yeah, so he
Remember,
can be
I
in
said
circle.
like you would have to lay across it and put your hands
Oh,
out
okay.
as a
Right.
Vigon in
So
order
it's
to
like
reach
12
the other
feet.
side. Yeah,
Because he originally was thinking
it's a-
manhole size.
Okay.
Which is like,
But one of its
No,
heads
it's
can come
bigger
up,
than that.
but its torso cannot.
Okay.
So yes, and I understand the webbing.
While Torvine is, none of you guys are speaking unless you guys are having specific conversations. Each of you also that are looking down through this hole at one point or another hear a voice in your head. You hear one that speaks and kind of introduces it. Well, it doesn't give a name, but says hello and welcome. And it's in an odd version of Elven, of Saldarian and Aquayan. And it seems just like an ancient dialect of it. Like you can get the general gist of it, but
like Old English versus
Yes.
English.
you don't understand a lick of what they're saying at all. It sounds Elvish. That's all you know. And Isaac as well is greeted as well, but he knows Elven.
So are they? Is each conversation separate?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I wouldn't know that as my character.
No, you guys don't know that they're technically communicating with multiple people.
Yeah, and I found
Yeah,
that out
it's
too.
not
by
like
what you just said.
Everyone's a part of the same thing.
No.
It's everybody has their own thing. Okay.
Correct.
It's not a party line.
Right.
Essentially, what's going on is while one of them is speaking to him,
Another
one's
one's talking.
communicating with
Yeah.
one of the other party members,
Okay.
essentially.
Okay. All right. I will look specifically over at Raylog, and I will say, Do you hear what they're talking? Because I hear them talking to me and I understand. Are they talking to you and do you understand?
I don't know what they're saying. I can tell they're speaking in Elvish, but I'm not.
Oh, that's right.
Elven.
That makes sense.
Yep.
But yes, that's what we're doing when it looks like we're just standing here. We're talking in our minds to these
Okay.
entities. The center head, the name of it is Suna. That's the middle one.
Mm-hmm.
The one on the left, Melusa, and the one on the right is Rasa. If I butcher the names a little bit, it's the first time I've known it. But that's the gist of it.
Okay.
They're talking friendly, but I'm not too sure if I trust that. They are called the Guardians.
So are any talking to Isaac?
Yes, they have
So
said hello.
if they're talking to those two and Isaac, would they then be talking to me? Would I? Because that'd be 4.
They take
Yeah.
turns.
Yeah, they're not doing it all at the same time. They're not talking to everybody at the same time. They're talking to 3 people.
Actually, the tail's trying to talk to you.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
They reach out to you several times, but never get anything back unless you're trying to say something back. That's up to you, but
In whatever you want, so that way they understand that you're not compatible, I guess. If you threw back a common or a dwarven, they go, oh, okay, I can't talk to him. Instead of just, oh, he doesn't want to talk to me.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I could say, "Hello, I'm Raylog," and then I'd probably just do it in common.
Yeah.
okay. This one doesn't understand. There's one speaking to you. Raylog.
In common, or in Elvish.
No, everything up until Raylog is in like Elvish. You don't understand any
But
of
it
the other
gets your
stuff.
name.
Yada, 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 Eddie.
Okay.
Okay.
Eventually, one of them says to you, "Does the big one not speak in your tongue?"
He's from another land. He speaks a common tongue we know, but he does not know all of our languages.
Ah,
He's a tag.
if he wishes to communicate, we can bond our minds to learn how to communicate with him. He must be closer, though.
This is the trust issue we have. We just met you, Guardian. I assume you are Guardian.
Yes.
We don't know what you're guarding. We don't know how long you've been guarding. We don't know if you guard no matter what comes towards you and you, how should I say, eliminate those who approach you because you are guarding. We pose no threat to you, but we don't know the rules of engagement that you go by. I've seen a couple skeletons down there earlier. I don't know how long they've been there or the circumstance that caused them to meet their peril. We're up here and we would like to have conversation before we can build this trust further.
We guard the treasury from those who would seek its bounty but are undeserving and unworthy.
We are exploring. We're not after bounty. We came across this city that apparently was not underwater to start with. A great calamity happened in its past.
If you are not here for the treasury, then you have nothing to fear.
We don't know how you were to interpret our arrival.
Understandable.
We are seekers of knowledge, and to help the overall land to protect itself with the Creator's power, to keep it from evil.
You see all three of them kind of look up and focus on you, and you see like their eyes flash yellow, and for a brief moment it seems like they're just like eyeing you up, and then we can see that you have vestments of the Creator on you.
Yes. They are tools the Creator has given those who follow Him to be able to better manage the combat against evil.
Such people with such items have no need to fear us.
Many years ago, you were put down here to do your job as to be the guardian.
Yes.
We came across the statue of a very pronounced large elf figure.
There were many.
This guy seemed to be in charge. Maybe he was an immortal, and he was in charge of the gate.
You are referring to Malthiel. Malthial.
Okay. Because that's where we came from. It's the gate.
The gate is still operational?
Yes, the inner sanctum. We came from there, and that's where we started our journey of knowledge in this kingdom.
Did we ask when the last time this beast was visited by any other creature besides us?
No, that question has not been
We
asked.
haven't gotten to any deep questions yet. We're still trying to have trust issues here.
Okay, well that was gonna be
Yeah.
the question that I was supposed to be asking.
Yeah, by all means. If you want to chime in with your mind and ask that question,
No.
because I'm talking to Suna.
What are you asking?
Who visited before we did? And how long ago was that? When was the last time you were visited by another being?
We do not know
You know,
their
Mr.
name, but
Can you describe it?
it kind of looks off to the side where there's a skeleton
Hmm.
leaning up
Yeah.
against one of the broken parts of the floor. They were unworthy.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about that visitor? Like where they came from? What kind of creature they were?
They were an elf of
Of course.
some kind. Much like yourself, but different. Different skin,
That
different
was sarcastic.
color,
No.
not outfitted like yourself.
Do you know how long ago this was?
about a decade ago.
Okay, so it's not too long ago. Long enough for it to decay into a skeleton, but not recent enough for him to.
And you do see like fish occasionally drifting through like
Where are the fish coming
the
from?
water. The sides will just drift through from the algae that's on the side.
Sure.
Just kind of drift through the middle.
So you're saying they live there?
Seems that way.
Well, I mean, they could be just passerby, or there's a hole in the wall or something. We don't know.
Could be.
Okay.
I mean, the bear didn't see one. The bear basically saw the pillars here
Mhm.
and saw like
Because of the seaweed wall.
Saw the
around there.
seaweed
right.
wall.
That's right. I got that last time. Yes. Okay. Okay. The elf name that you said was, I'll butcher it. Mulatto?
Malthiel.
Malthiel. Well, if you spelled that different, I'd be able to say. Malthiel. What is he considered an ancient immortal?
He was the immortal guide for the people that lived in the city above.
Which
He was known as Malthiel the Wise.
No, he just mouthed the out of it.
we don't know that.
I thought we were still talking about the person that is
One of the
He
oldest
could be delinquent.
dead.
and wisest of the immortals.
So he knew this one pretty well.
You're right over that guy. Yep, scratching your head.
Okay, so he's one of the oldest or one of the oldest?
One of
Making
the
sure
oldest.
he's
One.
still
One of the
there.
oldest and wisest.
Okay. Did he found this city? Or he was just a caretaker at a certain time of the city?
He took part in the founding of it.
Founder of the city. Okay.
Took part in founding it.
Because we saw pictures in the inner sanctum showing building of the portal and the surrounding areas for it.
More of a guiding hand.
To instruct and to
Yes,
to prepare.
correct.
Okay. What were these portals meant to go to?
The portals were for... You see, like, the eyes kind of, like, roll back, and then it's... Perhaps it is best we start from the beginning.
Yeah, Bugs Bunny did that too.
The city that you now are in was known as the city of Aquaria. A lone city-state which now encompasses nearly the entire... This is not them explaining it, but
Yeah.
from what you guys saw, it basically encompasses the entire lake floor.
Mm-hmm.
Almost the entire lake floor
Yeah.
of the mysterious lake, which the mysterious lake in and of itself takes several days to cross or to walk around to the opposite side.
Okay.
So a rather large city, but it was known as Aquaria. The ruler was an elf known as Aquarius.
Aquarius, not Aquarius.
Aquarius. Aquaris.
IS?
IS.
Aquarius.
We finally agreed on an ending. Okay. So what happened to him? required.
Perhaps it would be easier if we don't just tell you, but show you.
Oh, I understand. Do you have capabilities the same way there's in the inner sanctum? That's down lining the chamber room?
Similar.
Okay, I see. I'm connecting. I have one question before we as a group make a decision. At the top where we are standing, there is a lever. What does this lever do? I have not touched it because I didn't want to
You don't know if it's the right one.
invoke something that I should not. What does that lever do?
The lever opens the hole for which you are peering through.
So someone already opened it. It left that way because they never came back to close it.
It would seem that way.
Where's the covering? Is it above our head in the
It's
ceiling?
below.
Is it below?
Yeah.
So Kevin was right.
Yeah, it's below.
Okay. Okay, we will leave the lever alone. Okay, looking at the group, we've been invited by Suna to go down and be able to have a better picture of our conversation the way it would like to communicate with us. Would we do that as a acceptance of faith? And Isaac can join in on this thought too.
Would I even be able to understand?
I'm telling you that right now. Now, it might be a concept, the picture show we had in the inner sanctum, the walls that had moving pictures, it might be something like that also.
Okay.
I don't know exactly yet because we haven't experienced it. But as someone hears it, we can always convey the information to you also.
We could.
Okay.
And Isaac thinks what?
I'm okay with it. If you guys are alright with it. Just be careful, I guess. Just have to be careful.
We plan on being cordial. No fast
We
movements.
still have that stone, correct?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go down.
Okay. How far down are you guys going? All the way to the floor?
Yeah, if it'll let us go all the way down.
Okay. So you guys, I'm just gonna switch over to not with the battle map out because we don't really need
So everyone put your enchanted items away because that might trigger it.
Put away your shiny shinies.
You turn over the stone and says, damage maker.
There
It's
it is.
exposed to water.
Yes.
As you guys go down,
Especially
it emerges more out so you guys can see the rest of it as you guys are descending.
As you descend, it opens
As you are descending, you happen to see there back behind the two heads on the sides, you see a small set of wings that look reminiscent of wings on a dragon, but they are very, very small. Like about the size of like the head of one of them, and that's about it. But not nearly big enough for it to fly if it was not water in here. They're not flapping or sitting straight up. They are like folded down and like against their body, but you can see that they stick out from the rest of the body. But you come down, and as you get like 15 feet from the bottom, one of them specifically looks at you, Raylog, and looks you in the eye, and their eye flashes, both of them yellow, and you feel like a in your head,
You in your head.
and then it's but a moment, and then you hear words coming through saying, "Can you understand me now?"
This is in common.
Yes. Or whatever you would consider your
More favorable.
native
Yeah.
or your
By going.
what you would rather speak.
You know Vigonian.
I mean, it'd probably be Vigonian. It'd be
Okay,
native,
then it's a
but-
Vigonian for
Yeah.
you then. For each of you, as you are coming down,
Rygar.
one of them
Can you send
looks
those
at
white things to me?
you, and you get the same
Thank
thing with the eyes flash,
Mm.
and you get that in your head, and then, is this clearer? And they ask you, and it's more
In your
in a
native
line of what you are used to for your elven speech.
I'm used
I
to
told you
hearing
he's a polyglot.
someone speak in my tongue that's usually a little smaller than you, but yeah, that's fine.
Well, they were assuming that it would be. They wanted
The
to.
elven.
They wanted to connect the differences on where they were an elven. But if you would want something else, it can be changed that way.
The understanding and interaction is still the same level, though?
No,
Yeah,
this
or-
is like verbatim.
Oh, I might as well do Twilglen,
Okay.
then just speak my native.
Yeah,
and,
it would
and
be.
If it's clear,
It would be whatever you natively would like. More would be like your native tongue or your preferred tongue.
Right. It's about time I heard people talk my language.
As you get closer, you can feel the like. As you guys were farther away, there was like you could understand them and you could hear them, but it was almost like there was like this tad bit of static with it a bit.
Right. But
But as you guys have gotten closer now, it's far more crisper, far more clearer.
okay. Okay.
As you all land on the floor, then you are all communicated with at the same time in a group
It's an
communication.
individual. Now it's a party line.
One
Yes.
head each.
Okay. Okay.
Who do I get?
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Are you related to immortals, or are you an immortal?
We are not immortals. Though we live for a very long time, we are not immortals.
Do you require substance?
A little.
I mean, from our estimations, you've been down here for thousands of years.
It's been that long.
Yes, it has. We found out from a Titan that these portals haven't been used for thousands of years also. He's a guardian of the woods. Nature.
Watcher?
Watcher, yes.
Ah. So they do still exist.
We don't know how many, but we have had interactions with one.
I see. What is the
Oh boy. Is it Northwind?
Southwind.
Southwind. Southwind.
It has been a long time since I've heard that name.
Yeah, we just learned it ourselves. Us being of short time.
He was a strange one. A loner, more often than not.
Not much has changed. But he is a caretaker of a great living tree.
Perhaps he has found a different calling. Perhaps.
He seems to be doing good. Literally good.
Good.
Was he always good?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Okay. Well, he's doing good. He's very close to a warden lady that's
Warden.
helps him be watcher over the woodlands.
Must be something new, these wardens.
New to you, but old to us. I just learned of her, but she's been around for a while. But
Interesting.
they are very, very close. How did you get down here? If you don't mind me asking, because your size is not comparable to the way we came.
We were sent to the temple to be its guardian for its vaults before information was stored down here. So we were the protector of knowledge
That's good.
and its riches. We were
And
here before the whole was constructed.
so this was built around you?
Around this chamber, yes. And they built the treasury and whatnot back in there. But it seems like after that was put together and whatnot, and this chamber was formed, that they were brought here, and then that was.
Were you
put up there.
teleported here?
No.
Oh, you climbed down here.
Mhm. Hence why the tunnel was so big that you guys came down through.
Right. And then they sealed it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you were committed to stay here for how long it takes?
Pretty much.
So you had a lot of time to do,
Until our task is done.
and your task is to continually to guard until there is an until someone who's worthy to unlock knowledge that you're guarding.
Yes.
Okay. So we don't know anything about that. We just know of your existence because we came across you. We were going to investigate more in the temple above us to find out the culture and what they stood for, to understand, and what happened to it. Because it is now underwater. And it didn't start that way. We were curious what happened to the city.
Again, it might be easier to start from the beginning.
Now we're down here, yes.
Alright. So you guys are basically given what we would consider like a cut, or like in
Scene.
film it'd be like a cut scene. But you guys are given a vision as this goes on. But you see the formation of the sphere, the world.
Yes,
and
yeah.
They're basically doing a voiceover as you
Mhm.
guys are seeing this.
Before, or shortly after, the creation of immortals, the creator decided to create the world. Shortly after, populated it with life. We, or the dragons, were one of its first creations after the creation of the sphere. Among the last was its first people to inhabit the sphere. They were known as the Ivari, precursors to that exists in your world today. They had exaggerated elf-like features and stood nearly 10 feet tall. They also had an average lifespan of several thousand years. They had a very close connection with the Creator, until one day the vast majority of them all at once forsook the Creator and became devout followers of the deceiver. It was this turn that eventually led to their destruction, with the exception of a small remnant that still served the Creator. That remnant then was turned into the elves that you know today. But the Creator didn't stop there and created more races. Humans, smaller, halfling, gnome, and some larger, like this one.
Like this one. Behold, Exhibit A!
The Avari were the ones that occupied Aquaria. They are the ones that built the portals that you are seemingly exploring. They built them to, let me get to the right page here, make travel from their expansive empire easier and more convenient. How many portals there are, we do not know. But there were many.
So it's 24.
I'm expecting you to tell us turn left in 50 feet. That's what I'm expecting.
You're
you to say
welcome,
next.
okay? It's hard for me to hold like one voice, a feminine voice.
This is
For a
what
while.
happens when I leave for 2 minutes.
He starts tearing up.
Yes.
You go, girl. Keep going.
So, but you would have saw, in your vision, you would have saw the creation of the sphere,
The visual
and
part.
then the creation of various different creatures that you guys are knowledgeable about, dragons. But then at the tail end, you see the Avari, which are very reminiscent to the elves that you saw in the reliefs and whatnot
The inner sanctum.
in the inner sanctum.
Yeah.
You see them begin to form a small city, and then that city turns into multiple cities spreading across multiple land masses. And you see the empire begin to grow. You see the cities growing with high towers and magnificent looking buildings, and just very advanced and very I mean, we would consider blessed, but very very wealthy, very well to do. They had want for pretty much nothing and had dominion pretty much over everything, with the exceptions of dragons and their immortals that they were with. But you see this city, then it transitions to the landmass of Aquarius, and you see the formation of the city, which started with only a few individuals. You see the familiar elf figure with the wispy eyes, which you know now to be Malthio. Another elven figure, or a Vari, which you could assume was probably Aquarius, and a few younger looking Avari, along with a female that was with Aquarius, and there's a handful of others that are with him. You see them begin to build a city, and you see that city grow over many years and to a large cityscape. And then you see when she speaks of the Ivari one day forsaking the Creator and becoming devout followers of the Deceiver, you see, and then her talking about destruction, you see the earth begin to crack around the edges of Aquaria, and you see water begin to erupt up around these cracks, and you see the city begin to fall down and be filled in with the water that is gushing up. And it ends pretty much with just an outer visual of Aquarius with the mysterious lake now being formed.
Okay, so what we're getting from through their disobedience, the Creator punished them and sunk their lovely.
And what the
lifestyle.
level of destruction was for the rest of the Avari, you don't know. But that is her
This rendition.
description of what happened here locally.
Okay. So what was her name?
This is Suna speaking to you.
Okay.
Suna in the center,
Yes, I understand.
not Raza on the
No. Okay. So, from my understanding, then, you personally, are you a descendant from a dragon, or are you a dragon?
We are descendants of the father and mother of dragons. We are sisters, triplets,
In what?
born to the father and mother.
Siamese twins.
When we were born frail and wouldn't live long outside of our mother's womb. To save our lives, the Creator decided to combine our forms into one. This combined form saved our lives, but also had its drawbacks, as we would never be able to be an immortal's companion, and our body would only grow to that of a small adult dragon, never any larger. And we also would never be able to ride the winds of the sky with our wings, as they would never grow with the rest of our form. However, now, we can fly if we wish. And they begin to kind of flap their arms, and now they can kind of just float around in the ocean as if they can fly.
Yeah, I'm concerned.
But it's in water.
Okay.
They can't get out of the water.
So, you've been using this room for your exercise pit for thousands of years, and
PT pit.
yeah.
And their tail isn't exactly how it is on the, as it is on the mini. It is more of like a fish like
Flipper.
fish like tail.
All right. Can we say whale tail?
Not quite. It is.
Not as
It
pronounced.
is. It is more of one that would be pushing along like
A
this.
manatee?
No.
Not
we already
fleshy,
know the
still
names.
with.
I mean, it's got like the fin part of it that's
Yeah.
like semi see-through type deal.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
But it goes to-
bass tail.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it goes to like halfway up the tail. Essentially, is where it starts.
A lot of
and then
spininess.
Yeah.
Not too lovely. Gotcha. Different colors. Some purple,
Yeah, a little bit.
gray,
Yeah.
purple. Okay. No, you look very magnificent for what you were made into, and you have seemed to have found your purpose.
Yes. We have not faltered on our charge since we were given it.
So, have you ever been higher up? Like,
Not since we were brought to this chamber, no.
so you haven't even gotten to see what you've spoken about.
No.
Well,
They were sent to their room and they never came out.
what you have divulged to us is true. We have opened the doorways of the temple and looked over on the city, and it is all engulfed in water. It's sunken down into the depths.
I mean, they understand like what happened and all, and this is them like from when they were brought here, which was after the city was so big.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like them showing you an aerial view of what they would assume the city was and how big it was, at least compared to how long they were down here before it sank. And then with everything being underwater, they're assuming the entire thing is underwater. So they're including the size, which is pretty close to what you guys are. I mean, the dimensions of the lake's a little off and whatnot, but it's, I mean, you understand what they're trying to portray.
I would let them know that the inner sanctum is not underwater. The stairwell from the inner sanctum going towards the labyrinth is. But where the inner sanctum is and the portal is still above water. Breathable.
Oh?
If it wasn't for Isaac, our higher level cleric here, we wouldn't be able to have this conversation with you. We are preserved by the Creator to be able to breathe underwater.
For a time.
I wasn't going to say that. But
Just in case you think you got some new residents.
We have an issue outside of Aquarius.
Just
A
one.
very large issue of evil trying to resurface itself from the past into our present. We were hoping to find answers to be able to combat and get more knowledge about our dilemma of the past, trying to reclaim what is good to make it evil. I was wondering if you knew of a history of the dragons. I think there were dragons that were brothers, and they fought, and one had to have been put into a sword. I don't know what happened to the other brother.
Are you speaking of the elder brothers?
Sounds like we have an acquaintance who isn't with us right now, but she has bonded with the sword and has talked to this dragon.
They are in an item
Yes.
similar to what you wield with you.
But our items don't have living entities in them, where those
Not every
swords
item has.
do.
I do not know how this is possible. Of course, I know of if the entity
talking.
within the item is one of the brothers, then I know of them, yes. They're one of my older brothers.
Do you still have their names? Because this dragon does not recall his name. And we would like to reveal that to him to help him become himself more.
He doesn't know his name.
It's been so long, he says.
Has it really been that long?
We don't know. We would love for you to tell
I'd like
us.
to get you in a reunion with him, but we don't have
Enough information.
our companion with us that carries him in the sword with us. We would like to do that someday. I would like to see a reunion.
How did I know that this question was going to come up?
Because I talked
Cause
to
dragons, man, dragons.
The name of Kim's lame dragon is...
The elder brothers.
The one with the selective memory.
Names.
He's waiting for it.
Is of Krishner.
Christner.
Of Krishner.
Oh, off Christner.
AAV
Of.
KRASNIR.
Ior?
IR.
Just IR. Okay. Of Krishna. Okay.
Of Krishna.
Is he the good brother?
That is the eldest of the two.
Eldest, okay. Elvis. He can sing really good. Eldest.
Is he white and bejeweled?
Bejeweled. Okay, eldest. Okay, and but these were twins, you said?
Twins, yes.
But he was the one that came up first.
Brothers.
Okay. The second brother,
Right Kigor.
right kiddo. Okay, right.
RAIKIGUR.
Right, Kigor.
I'm definitely in a foreign language. Okay. And he's the youngest. Okay. They're your brothers.
Oldest brothers, yes.
And then you have younger brothers.
I did not come into being until long after they were born.
Okay. Well, someone had to start.
Yes.
This has been very illuminating information. And I'm glad to find that we're able to find parts of the, I'll say puzzle, but it's more of a life drama that's been going throughout the years. I don't know which brother is in that sword that my companion has. I don't know if it's the oldest or the youngest. She knows more history. She's been looking up. I haven't been on the same track as she has. But it is a concern because the one she's with wants to make things better. And the other one is apparently in another sword. I think it's called Willbreaker. And it's been used by evil people to try to overcome.
I can't believe that the brothers would ever be at odds with one another. They were close, very close.
What they say about
Almost
the
as close as an immortal is with their own companion.
With the dragons, who's your father? Is it the king, the first dragon?
Their father?
Hers or their father's, whichever.
It's Eldoragos, the father of dragons.
Oh, Dragos.
Yeah,
the
they
father
said that
of
they
the,
are-
Okay,
They're triplets born to the father and mother of dragons.
right. Okay, so that is her father, hers father, and also yeah, and
Theirs. We,
and then
us.
yeah,
We are us.
but one.
I am me and we are us.
yours, mine, and ours.
Okay, so you're the triplets. Do you hibernate down here to rest in I mean,
They
you-
do sleep.
as dragon.
Yeah.
So okay,
They do
all right.
sleep.
When there's no one to interrupt your sleep, of course.
And to stay fit and sleep a lot, that's pretty impressive. Okay. Well, you probably don't eat a lot. So.
I wake up, do PT, then I go to sleep, then I wake up, then I do PT, then I sleep.
Okay, so we know who the skeletons are. There were people that weren't worthy. And when these elves came down here, it was already water. So they came down here, and how did they try to find that they were or were not worthy? What drew you to the conclusion that it was time for them to expire?
They saw the door behind me and were looking for riches.
And that's all that was
And
needed.
they were determined unworthy.
Okay. Is there a symbol on the floor? Now that we're down here looking, is there a creator symbol? Or,
Yes, in the center where the
Yeah.
in the picture that I sent you in the center there where the block was. I couldn't find an actual symbol to put there, but
Yeah,
in that
I
circle,
saw some broken
essentially where they are standing, yeah, there's a big like sun symbol there.
Okay, I'm assuming I'm on my medium shield that I got for defending others and whatever. That I have a symbol of the creator on that.
Okay.
Okay, because I would.
I mean, you guys have blessed items.
Yes.
On you too. So.
Yeah. All right. So I would just want to compare the unilateral, universal symbol of the creator to see. Also, I mean, they know we have items that are connected to the creator, but the symbolism on my person, I want to see how compatible it is compared to what's in this temple area down here. So we can swap it out. And
It's pretty close.
Okay.
It's got a little bit of difference and variations, but yeah, it's very close.
Okay. You mentioned about I gotta kill his name. Mathello, the
Malthea?
Maltheo,
Shakespearean.
the immortal down here. Is he the only immortal that you've ever known?
The only one that I've had close contact with,
Okay.
which I haven't seen him since the fall of the city.
But so you don't know really where he is or what happened to him after the calamity.
No. I haven't seen him since a short time before the city fell.
Can you sense immortals? Like a bond?
Sort of. I can sense them in the vicinity.
And it's felt pretty empty here. That's sad. I'm assuming, and I'm pretty sure, you are definitely a follower of the Creator.
Yes.
Is there something that we have that you would like to check out? Like, I have some items on me to see if your life force and everything, how compatible it is with maybe some of the things that I have that are more modern, that's blessed or just empowered with the nature power. Does it matter to you if a nature power or an empowered creator power is touched by you? Can you activate both?
I'm trying to understand what you're
The-
asking her.
Yeah, there's a natural green power,
Mhm.
and then there's the blue power.
What kind of Power Ranger are we dealing with here?
Do you also have items or can activate an energy that's from either type of them that are empowered? Like if I gave you, boots of speed and they're green power, would they work for
Mhm.
that person?
No, I want those.
I mean,
Well, I didn't know if they
they're
were totally one direction or not.
no.
More nature and that's it.
No. I mean, because it's neutral, it doesn't matter.
Okay. All right.
No.
Okay. So you're unique because you're a triplet in a dragon that the creator has put together. It makes you very unique. Well, we got the name of the city. And we got the name of the elves. And the portals, we know why they were transporting different parts of the place. Doesn't know how many, but we have a feeling there's a certain amount. So you don't feel the effects of the portal when it's used. You don't know when it's used.
No. I had no idea
We just
you
popped
had
up.
arrived.
Unannounced guests. Yes, and that's why we didn't want to startle you when we first got here. Because knowing being a guardian, we didn't want to arouse suspicion that there was a problem. So we were very tender on our approach. Who specifically assigned you to be guardian here?
The creator.
The creator himself.
Yes.
Directly from.
So, Maltheo didn't have anything to do with that.
No.
Okay.
It was more of a drawing, a yearning to come here. And it was afterwards that I was given my charge.
A calling, okay. So there is no
Our charge.
So yeah, ladies, they like charging things.
Yeah.
What can I say? So pretty much, you're not doing this for any other reward other than fulfilling the wishes of the Creator.
Yes.
Okay. Now, we didn't read anything. We were in the library and we got the idea of the names of these places, and that's how we knew this was the Guardians area in the Treasury. And if somehow that whatever's behind that door, what's supposed to approach to be worthy, and what is the worthiness supposed to help? Not the idea of access, but what you're guarding is supposed to help. What is it used for?
I know not what lies beyond.
Oh, that's interesting. So you have no idea what's behind door number 1.
No.
Nope.
Okay. So you don't even know what you're guarding. Or what time or what purpose when it could be accessible for a worthy person.
Yes. As I said, guard the entrance. The door is what decides if you are worthy or unworthy. I simply ask, if it does not grant you entrance and deems you unworthy, that you leave.
Oh, okay. And if you refuse,
If not,
I see.
you are undeserving.
Okay. So if the door, is it audible, or it just doesn't open? You've never experienced it.
They've never heard it speak.
But right now it's covered in, I'm looking at it, it's covered in barnacles and whatever, right?
Not a whole lot, no.
Oh, okay.
It stands out like pretty refined. And,
Okay.
Like,
So if it wanted to open supernaturally, it could. It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
being jammed or anything.
no, it's not being jammed.
I see. Okay, but you don't, okay, I'm talking back to, but you don't know what that worthiness is.
No.
Oh, okay. So if someone was curious and asked and it denied, they wouldn't be worthy, you would ask them to leave, and if they don't leave, then you get rid of the unworthy.
Yes.
What if an unworthy asked, and then you asked them to go, would you let them go?
I don't understand what you
In other words, if I found out I was unworthy and didn't know how I was supposed to be worthy to start with, and then I asked, can I enter the door? And it doesn't let me in, and you say, well, you're not worthy. Do you let the person, you ask them to leave, and then they would leave?
Yes.
If they refused, that's when you do your guarding part and say,
Yes.
gotcha, okay. I didn't know how much of a sentence that would be to say, oh, I'm sorry, the door said you're not worthy, so you're toast. So,
They basically prevent from somebody like getting upset at the door
yeah,
and then like trying to like dig around it or
disrespect it
something
and
like
whatever.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. Why don't you have a door or start
Yeah.
chipping?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we wouldn't defile anything down here. At least I wouldn't. I can't always speak for a rash decision by my members. But I do know, as a cleric, we uphold the foundations of the Creator. And we know if it was not in the best interest of the Creator, then we would not do it.
You're gonna sing me a little song over there?
If it helps. Okay. Okay, yeah, I already asked about Willbreaker, so it doesn't know. It's just surprised that the twins might be at odds.
And that one of them wasn't an item. And how that was done, I have no idea. They
Well,
said that they didn't know.
Yeah, and I guess I would say, but mostly maybe the same way that the Creator made you. He just, from someone's wish for longevity or for preservation, to give them an avenue to continue to live. Maybe after a difficulty that they couldn't handle anymore, and so the Creator gave mercy and gave them an avenue to continue to contribute, sure, and
serve.
and serve. I don't know about the sword on the other side, but my understanding they're both in a sword. And how that happened, it might be likewise, and might approach the deceiver, or maybe he was cursed by the Creator. I don't know. But either way, I know it's a thing, and evil wants to use one of the brothers that are in the Willbreaker. The other brother seems to be more withdrawn and needs to be coaxed out with his memory to be able to help to battle against evil. And so that's part of our quest of knowledge and going through and running into you is definitely a step in the right direction, so we can help spark maybe goodness into one of your twin brothers that needs to hear it.
Reawaken the seed of
And possibly, if talk, well, I'll say her name is Sybil. She's a cleric also, and maybe she can reintroduce to you one of the brothers.
Interesting.
That is something I would like to see to reach out to. You are definitely worthy to be able to be reunited with a loved one that you haven't seen in a long time.
It has been a long time since I've spoken with any of my kind.
I would like to change that.
No offense, sisters.
You can say it. Don't take it. Don't take it. Stop smoking over there.
You're gonna get us all killed.
You know, don't smoke a chew.
Underwater.
You never shared with me. No.
Okay. All right. I didn't look in the library long enough. The only problem is when we go to the library, the books are quite waterlogged, and a lot of lettering comes off. We were looking for knowledge, and if there's the room down here you're guarding, I was looking maybe for reference to what this treasure that you are guarding, but it eludes us because the books keep falling apart.
We need a freeze dryer.
Oh, you can always try the door.
We could. That wasn't our original reason to come down here. We were just curious
As
about.
you said
well,
before.
Yeah. Then, may I ask the group before we do a rash decision to approach the door? Because we are a group.
We are.
We are Kindred
Of course.
plus one.
Now 3.
Kindred.
Yes, Kindred. Really love to get you out of here. You know, really would. Okay.
Kindred.
Let you see the world, you know. So it's cool.
All right. Well, you guys can discuss this. Let's take a break real quick because it is now 3:15.
Okay.
We'll take a quick break. You guys can kind of discuss it during that. Alright. And we are back, so what are you guys deciding to do for the door?
Well, technically, we were just invited to check it out for either for
We were told to
the Dragon's entertainment or for maybe some closing remarks before she kicks us out.
I've been meaning to do some more interior decorating.
Because
around the
it's
place.
not the most lively place in the
I
world
could use a
except for
couple more
herself.
bodies.
Or hers selves.
However we want to say this.
Yeah. So, if I suppose, I guess I would ask. So, how does one approach the door? Then is there a reverencing approach to the door, or is one just speak to the door and it will reveal in its own way if the circumstances meet its criteria?
They begin to step and move out of the way so that you guys can see the door a little bit better, since they're basically in front of it essentially. But they go on to explain,
Most just approach the door and lay a hand on it. And moments later, they will know whether they are worthy or unworthy,
Yeah.
as the door will either open for them or remain closed.
It is never opened though.
It has not been opened for some time.
So you're saying it has opened in the past?
Yes.
Okay. So
Back when the Ivari were around, there were many that came in and out.
Did they get a burger?
that's interesting. I didn't understand that, but thank you for revealing that. So, did each individual Avari have to certify if they were worthy?
Yes, there were some that were not, but there were many that were.
Okay. Now, when we look at the door, inscriptions or depictions on there, pictures.
there's
or
the
anything?
depiction of the sun and the rays coming down from the top portion, and then down at the bottom there seems to be a portion that cuts off where the rays are continuing to show, and it's almost like a belt, kind of this section that comes together and then kind of forms a circle, and then there's a spot where you see a handprint.
I wonder what's supposed to go right there.
Needles.
Everybody compare hand sizes.
I think mine's the smallest.
Yeah, but does it match the one on the door?
Granted, it is
Hell,
at the
it's gonna be
height
too big.
of someone Vigonian size.
Yeah.
For them, it's
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is.
But we
It
are
might not
also
be.
in water, so
Yes.
we can.
True. I'm just
Yeah.
specifying
Yeah.
that little detail.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there anything?
Because I'm sure someone was probably going to ask, well, how far up is the hand?
Well, I asked what size is the hand.
It's close to Vigonian size.
Yeah, but like a lot of blessed things, it might even rearrange itself. So, okay.
Does it look like there's anything on the door itself that might move or be
Like
able
dials?
to be manipulated?
Right.
Yeah, little pieces that
You know,
look like it's supposed
Looking
to
at the door, it doesn't even look like it would even open that way. It just looks like a solid piece.
Almost like a curtain.
So maybe the guy that did get
A veil.
offed, maybe he was unworthy because his powers of observation.
Oh, so you're thinking physical, not spiritual.
Sometimes one indicates the other.
You guys
No,
do
it's
notice, looking around, that there's more than just one skeleton that's down here.
Yeah. One, there's a grappling hook next to it.
Do all of
Yeah,
them?
you guys haven't really gone around and explored the rest of
Do
the chamber.
all
No,
of
we've been
them
talking.
look similar? like similar creatures?
Yeah, they're all like human elf size.
Our size, not
No
the
cartilage.
ancient elves.
No,
Okay.
Okay.
no large humanoids.
I'll approach the door.
Okay.
And I'll
And he knock,
swim
knock,
up a little
knocks.
bit to the level of the hand,
Mm.
and I'll place my hand in the hand spot.
It's warm.
Warm?
Okay.
The door is warm.
Usually when you're in a
And-
pool of water,
You see the handprint start to glow
Get your
blue,
mind out of
where
the
your
gutter,
hand is.
Twiglet.
okay.
And then the rest of you see the shape of the sun on the door
What's it
light up
again?
in a blue light.
It's a blue sun.
And then the rays that come down the door begin to.
Wow.
Scale down.
However, you don't see that. You just
No.
see the handprint glow, and then everything
Who sees
around
the
you,
rays?
like it's like when you're in the we'll call it the zone, and it's like you just filter out everything else, and it's
Right.
like kind of like that, except you're no longer in the space that you were just in. You are
So it's just
in
us.
this room,
It
but
sees the rays.
instead there's no water. You are standing somehow mid-air, touching this door above the ground,
Yeah.
and you
Where'd everybody go?
hear a voice in your mind say, "What is your darkest fear?" Very
A different voice than the ones I've been.
yeah, not the
Yeah.
feminine voices that you hear.
Yeah.
That you heard from the guardian, different voice.
So, question.
What is your darkest fear?
I would have to say to be separated from the Creator.
Your vision is pulled away from the being in this room, and you see yourself what would be a familiar space that you would feel comfortable and safe in.
I would have to say probably back home, in a woodland setting in shrubberies, looking over a low valley where there's butterflies and birds. Just being a part of nature.
Okay. You find yourself in an area like that, only there is no beauty. The grass is withered, the trees are bare. The insects and the birds that you see flying are all mutated and grotesque versions of themselves.
It's a grody, grody world.
I see that in my mind.
Yes. It's as if you are in that space at the moment.
As if.
I guess I would say to what I feel the voice was guiding me. I would say, where is this place?
Exists only in your mind.
I wish not to be in my mind. I wish it to be the way it was.
If this were true, would you change the way you are? Or would you remain as you are now? Would you forsake that which you follow? Whom you follow?
I would always follow the Creator, the Giver of life.
You see the environment begin to darken even more. You see even more grotesque mutations on different creatures as you see flying around. The land beginning to even go bare, as if you are in a barren wasteland, like similar to almost kind of how your bears saw the Badlands, only dark and no sunshine.
I would rebuke whatever is causing which is good in life to turn this way. And I would fight to my final breath.
Are you being honest about this, or are you just trying to be persuasive about this?
No.
Okay. What's your morality?
21.
Okay. You're returned to think of this space, but as you described it, beautiful. Butterflies, birds singing and flying through the air, just as you described it, only better. It's utopia. For just a few moments.
Okay.
And then you are brought back to the space, hovering in the water with your hand, and you are removing it from the wall.
Oh, hi, guys.
Okay. So I'm still in the room with the dragon there.
And us. Don't forget about us. We're here too.
I was just presumptuous about you guys.
He
Okay.
takes our loyalty for granted. We should have hid.
I guess I would float and kind of turn back and say,
You see the door, and the door is dark at this moment.
the door's dark.
Yes, it's not lit up like what you guys saw.
Yeah.
All of the symbols light up and everything. It was like that, but then when he removed his hand, it just went.
Proof
And
that they
disappear.
were made by the same type
Okay.
of people.
But the door, there's still no entry physically.
Correct.
Okay.
And as you float away, moments after removing your hand, the sun. And then darkens.
Okay. The door.
It seems the door has deemed you worthy.
It talked to me.
Well, what it said to you and what it may have shown you is for you and for you alone. Does anyone else wish to try the door?
Please do, so we can compare notes.
Well, now that we know that it's like the size of a Vigonian hand, but the twiglet can do it,
Yeah.
then sure, pick me.
Okay.
I'll take a stab at it.
What's your favorite color?
You reach out and touch
Isn't it obvious?
the handprint, and it lights up,
Touch.
and the world fades away, and you see what you did not see before is the sun symbol light up, and then the rays.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh, so that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You are in a room, this room, only you are standing on air, touching the handprint. There is no water in this room. You hear a voice say, "What is your darkest fear?"
Being put in a position of power. How's that?
Is that the honest truth for Clara?
Yes.
Okay. This room fades away, and you find yourself on a balcony overlooking a large cityscape before you. And below you is a very large courtyard with thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people.
And where are those people looking?
And they are looking up at you.
Oh, rats. And what's happening?
They are looking up at you expectantly.
Oh, great. Expectations. My worst nightmare. For sure. Do they say anything? Or
No.
do I say something?
That's up to
It
you.
is as if the entire
I don't know if I
world
have the power to say something.
has
They're fucking fine.
hushed and is holding its breath for you to speak.
Could die in a minute because I'm not ready.
Hello!
Killed your kingdom.
I bet you're wondering why I called you all here together today. I would like to know as well. Does anybody have any questions?
Do they have fruit? Vegetables I can throw?
This ain't your dream. Get out of there. This isn't
What
about the berries.
aspect of being in leadership do you fear?
Being put in charge of something and failing.
You begin to
Failing the
hear.
expectations of the people.
You begin to hear all of the subjects begin to say, "We don't want you!"
I know.
Boo! And they begin to mock you, and you begin to hear everybody resent
Does anybody call me the queen
what
of
seems
refuse?
to be your leadership.
Uh-huh. Does anything else happen after that?
It's becoming very. You're beginning to
Do
see
I feel
very
tomato on my
intense
face?
civil unrest. Very much so.
So uncivil.
Yes.
You're the one causing it.
Do the tomatoes reach my face? That's what I am
Oh,
doing.
it's getting to the point where things are going to begin to fly. Yeah.
I have heard your complaints!
Duly noted.
And I have met with my counselors.
At this point, you hear the doors behind you break open, and the guards that are behind you begin to fall as individuals looking like peasants are bursting forth through the doors, weapons in hands,
Meeting
rushing
on
at you
USST.
and pinning you against
Mhm.
the railing of the balcony.
Is my back to the
Yes.
railing? Oh, fun. Let's weave in the fear of heights while we're at it.
There's people that catch you when you fall.
They ain't
One
gonna catch me.
particular unfamiliar face, but
Not unless I land on top of a cart of rotten tomatoes.
Pitchforks.
who is someone that you would very much not like to fail? Someone very close to Kara.
Oh. Oh, what's her name?
Your
I'm
friend
sorry.
at the
I'm
time?
blanking on her name.
We were in her basement.
She's my friend from
Whetstone?
Whetstone.
Sophie?
Yeah, Sophie.
You see through the
Can't
crowd,
believe
you
I
see
said Sophie. I was
Sophie
close.
begin to emerge through the crowd that is here on the balcony,
Take her
dagger in hand,
down. Of course.
approaching you slowly,
Leading
takes a hold of your shoulder and then says, "I can't believe that you would do such a thing."
Not me
But then
going,
it seems
what did
like
I do?
time freezes, and the voice speaks to you and says,
Before I can even say, what did I do?
"In moments like this, would you still follow the Creator?"
Yes.
Are you being honest or
I'm
just
being honest.
because she has none to follow now.
I'm being honest. I just don't know if the direction's gonna be up or down.
It's not relevant.
Not relevant.
Not to me.
The directions are not relevant.
time continues
It does.
as Sophie plunges the blade into your side and you begin to feel your life slipping away. And as you are grasping at your last breath, it feels like
That too.
time stops again and the voice asks once more, "And now?"
Well, I'm dead, so.
Not yet.
Not quite. Almost. Precipice.
Yes.
Are you being honest?
Yeah.
Okay.
As honest as one can be within a dream.
What's your morality?
My mo.
She's 20 or 19.
My mojo is 19.
She's up there.
You are pulled
Yeah,
from.
I'm on balcony. Yes, I'm up
You are
there.
pulled
Thank
from
you.
that, and all these people that
So
were on the
lit.
balcony are no longer there, and you are. It is back to where you were before when you were
standing on this balcony, and everybody was waiting, as if to wait for you to break the silence.
To explode.
And instead of rejecting you, they begin shouts of approval and praise for
Thank you. I don't know what I did, but thank you. Thank you very much.
for but a few moments, and
Ah,
then you are
yes.
back into this chamber with the water.
What
You
happened?
move your hand and back away, and a few moments later,
Things go dark.
the sun lights up.
All of a sudden, Torvine and Kara just
You have
look at
been
each other and then
deemed worthy, Suna says.
okay.
Kara, did you have your ups and downs in the voices you heard?
Oh, there were definitely ups and there were definitely downs.
I assume they critiqued to us as individuals, but the
Oh,
message
yeah.
was the same.
I don't know what your message was.
Positive and negative.
What the door spoke to you and showed you is for you and you alone.
That's what I figured.
That's why I didn't spout off.
Uh-huh.
Spout up! 1, 2!
That's why Torvine and I immediately just look at each other, and then we both look at Rayla.
What?
Your turn.
Yeah, it's your turn.
You're the only one who hasn't been found
Well,
worthy
Isaac-
yet.
Isaac
No
has to go
pressure.
through it too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Isaac has to go too.
We'll put your bear on it too.
It's
I'm
a
assuming
hand
the bear didn't come.
Oh, come on. No,
Not
yeah.
us. Not us.
He's up in the
lifting it
portal
by the
room,
tail.
so.
I want to see how worthy
Going, put the paw on the.
All right. Mr. Leader,
I'll go up and put my hand on it. With my feet on the ground.
we back up.
And illuminate, the hand
Maybe it'll
begins
be
to
twice the
illuminate,
brightness. but it's
and you
twice
find
the
yourself in
Twice
this chamber, but without water. And you hear a voice that
This
asks,
balcony's
what
gonna be 3 times
is
the
your
size of my
darkest
balcony.
fear?
This part, Torvine and I are not listening to. Blah, blah,
It would be not being able to live up to my father and be the type of leader that he was.
It's the president, sorry.
The room around you fades and you find yourself home in Heartland. In a familiar space, in a vision that you've had before. On the side of the mountain overlooking the land below and the outstretching of the living tree forest. Only things in the village seem closer to what they are now. The world seems close to what it is now.
What do you mean by
Different.
that?
The vision that you had before, where you were on a viewing point, where there was a bench and you were overlooking the living tree forest and the world,
Mm-hmm.
and your father came up and spoke to you.
Okay.
It's essentially that, but modern day, it seems.
Okay.
Without, obviously, what transpired with your uncle and everything having taken place. So the
Okay.
destruction isn't there, the war with the living tree forest never happened. All of that.
Okay.
You are sitting there looking over across the living tree forest and the lands below. And you hear a set of steps approach behind you. And a hand sets down on your shoulder. And quite a view, isn't it? You recognize the voice of your father.
It is quite a view. It's very beautiful.
Yes. Yes, it is. And you see him come around the side of the bench and sit down next to you. It's quiet.
And it is. Like,
Yeah. Besides the occasional, like, bird sound and the sound of the village behind you.
yes, it is very quiet. It's nice and peaceful.
You just see him like looking out over the horizon and just taking it in, deep, deep sighs, as if something's troubling him
Okay.
for some reason.
Is something the matter?
Kind of looks down. You know, and he kind of puts an arm around you, kind of pulls you in close. I know I wasn't always there, all the time, for you and your sister. I know that a lot of times I was pulled away when it comes to running things, running the mountains, running the various different villages. And I know it's not my place anymore, and you've taken up that mantle. But I just have to say, and you see like his hand off to the left kind of move off of his lap where it's been. Make an awareness check for me.
Okay.
The only one who had to do an awareness check during their dream.
Caesar.
That's you, dang. That's all Cara's got to say to you.
Did it have to be by a certain amount, or?
What level of success?
Gonna answer that question with a question.
Good.
Okay. You notice his hand like come off of his lap, and it's as if he's trying to do it without you noticing, and you see it like tense up a bit after it seems to hang off to the side. It seems like you can see like the tension in his forearm kind of tense a little bit.
Grasping something.
And he goes on by saying, I don't know if I could go back and change things and be there for you and your sister, if maybe things would have turned out differently. I don't know. And he just kind of looks at you, and you can see his like eyes beginning to like water up, and you can see like tears beginning to form.
What kind of different? I mean, you're here now. What are you talking about?
It's too late, and with remarkable speed, your father brings his arm around towards your chest and has a Vigonian-sized dagger heading towards your chest, and you reach out and grab it and stop it, which it basically is only able to be done because you passed your awareness check.
Okay.
And you see him trying to push it in towards your chest.
Why are you doing this? What's the issue? Is this something we can work out?
I'm sorry, my son. It's for the best of the mountains. And you feel like his arm that is behind your back begin to try to push in, and he's trying to use the strength of both of his arms to try to close the gap.
Why can't we work this out? You say it's for the best of the mountain. I would think. I mean, I want what's best for the mountain too.
Do you really? And he like stands up and is like lifting you to your feet as he is trying to bend the knife in towards your chest.
The death hug.
I mean, of course I do. I mean, from what you've taught me, I've tried to do everything that you wanted, well, that I understood that you would have wanted for this village. I want what's best for the village. I wanted to live up to the Creator and follow the Creator and to honor the Creator as this village.
Go ahead and make a strength check for me.
Okay.
20.
I got a 6 out of 18.
Okay. It seems like you're holding even with him.
Okay.
It's not budging.
Burn now.
And as you see him go to reply to you, you feel yet another presence approach behind you, and another set of arms reaches around towards the dagger. Big, bulky arms with scars on them. You recognize them as the arms of your uncle, reaching around and grasping where the dagger is and shunting it forward into your chest, all the way to the hilt. There, you hear his voice, like right there next to your ear.
Comfort food.
Smells like coffee.
What do you do?
What? It was my father saying something, you said?
No, that was your uncle.
No, like.
Good old
He was getting ready to say something, and then those arms reached
Brother King
around
finished it for him.
and finished it for him.
Okay.
Teamwork.
Trippy.
Say something.
Like, can I? I mean, I'm still alive, or am I dead?
Yeah, you just
Okay.
have
Takes a little time.
Vigonian
You're only
sized
young.
dagger in the middle of your chest now.
You Miracle Max's pit.
And once it's there, like it's held, and he says, there, and then releases it, and you see the arms disappear. But you can feel like your heartbeat, like, oof, 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 and you know your eyes are beginning to slowly bloody and narrow. Your sight begins to narrow a bit and grow darker.
Come back to the light.
You look back at your father. I failed you, my son. I failed you. And he seems to be like still holding the dagger, but is like moving you to the edge of the cliff.
He's not done.
How have you failed me, Father? Can't we fix this? Can we work this out?
This is beyond fixing my son. And he draws the dagger from your chest and then just goes in to get it into your gut. You can either try to stop it or just let it happen at this point.
It's your dream.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would try to stop it, but I'd already
Natural
be
reflex.
injured and
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean,
But it wouldn't really be able to stop
weak
it.
at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. You go to stop it, and even with all your strength, the blade still finds its way into your gut.
Mm-hmm.
And as your father plunges it into your gut and looks up at you in your eyes, time seems to stop, and you hear a voice say,
serve the Creator? Or would you forsake him?
Say yes.
More voices.
Whispers!
Say yes. The correct answer is yes.
Can't hear you. I can't hear you at all.
Yes. The answer is yes.
Nobody's home!
She always sounds that way.
Wow.
Hey, Torah of the boy!
Yes. Yes. Why are there chipmunks in my dream? And the chipmunks are drowning. This is a weird dream.
I mean, I'm not aware of anything that I did wrong. I mean, that's the way that I know that I should. Like, I know I should follow the Creator.
But in a moment like this, you feel you have done nothing wrong, and you have followed the Creator to the best of your ability, and it seems like he has perhaps forsaken you. Would you forsake him?
No.
Are you being truthful? Or?
Yeah, because I mean, he has a plan, and it may not always make sense, but the Creator has his own will and reason for whatever happens. I mean, there's a reason for this, and I may not understand it, but it's what he wants.
Time begins to go on, and your father multiple times removes the blade and plunges it into your body throughout your torso, not saying a word, but weeping the entire time. And then all at once pushes you off the cliff, and you are falling with the dagger in your gut. And as you're falling backwards, and all begins to fade from view, time begins to stop once again, and the voice asks, "And now?"
I don't regret anything. I still don't understand why it happened, but there wasn't anything I could do about it. It was
In your last moments, in a situation like this, it feels as if you were forsaken. Would you forsake the Creator?
no.
Are you being truthful? Or?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your morality?
It's 13.
Okay. Roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
He's just doing all the rolling.
So with intelligence.
No, this is charisma.
You've been
but-
trying to raise it.
Yeah. But you have a +4 advantage modifier.
To your
Okay.
target number.
All right. Well, a natural 20. So nope.
Okay.
That 20 happened, didn't it? Sorry.
You are pulled from the vision, and you are back in the room with everyone else in the water.
Well, hello there.
You remove your hand and back away, but the sun does not light up.
Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o.
Okay.
Oh, that's strange. Did it break?
Maybe we broke it. It hasn't been used this much in a while.
Maybe there's a limit to how many can be used in a certain amount of time.
Isaac approaches and goes through the motions as well.
You watch
Fix
this
it,
go.
Isaac. No.
And once he is done, the sun lights up.
Uh-oh.
Is he crying?
There is a bit of a tears that you can see streaming down, even though there's water in here, but you can see that his
Right.
eyes are a bit,
Puffy.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's red and it's not from the fluorine.
Boy, these visions can be complicated.
There's chlorine in your legs.
I don't know.
So, okay. So what do we do now?
Approach the door. Those of you that were deemed worthy.
Okay. Well, Raylog, I have a feeling that you might want to stay back here.
I would ask that you remain here.
Okay.
But we'd be happy to. We'll go in your stead.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll be back.
Okay. that's okay. We will approach the door then.
Okay. As you approach the door, the sun lights up and then you see a line, kind of like almost like laser cut
Yeah.
down through the middle, and then
No air bubbles at all, right? Because this has been.
and you see
It's all
similar
water.
similar to like how the portal looks, where it's just that like rippling like water effect,
Okay.
but without glowing. It just seems like it's a wall of water.
Yeah. Almost like you could have like clear water. Clear. It's not clear water. This is what I'm trying to say. It's like salt water and then straight water where they meet right there. And
Kind of,
meshing.
but it's more like laying there on the back of like the surface, like underwater.
Looking at the
surface
top of the water ripple. Okay.
Yeah, but there's like not much light coming from the other side.
Okay. I'll walk in then.
Okay. You walk in and it's air, no water in here.
Okay. It's similar to what we did the last when we touched the door. We actually popped in where there was no water. So.
Similar, yeah.
Yeah, but this is for real though, not in our head.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, what do we see?
And
that's-
you see ahead of you, you see a small hallway with a set of stairs and a large room off in the distance that has, well, you can see one large mound of just shimmering coins. And you see a bident that is sticking up out of the coins.
Excuse me,
A bident.
a glove.
A bident.
What's a bident?
Think trident, but with two prongs. Pitchfork.
Oh.
That was not where my brain was going,
Yeah.
and I know exactly where your brain was going.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. A part of the Neptune scepter. Okay. Okay. Size of the room that we're in.
The hallway is
So me.
15?
actually large enough, like because the door is large enough when it opens that if the guardian wanted to walk through, they could walk through.
Oh, so it's huge.
It's huge.
Okay. So it's about 20 feet wide.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
pretty big,
Okay.
and it continues that way until the room that you're seeing ahead of you that seems to open up into a
Yeah.
larger.
No, it gets bigger. Height of the ceiling, probably about the same. 20
As high as the door, so it's
square.
yeah, a good like 15 feet high.
Okay. Okay. As we go down the hallway, what kind of precious coinage are you? Is it all gold, silver?
Looks like gold.
It's gold.
Just looks like
Okay.
tons of gold.
Okay. Well, we're not here for that. I have a feeling that's death. Do we see inscriptions on the wall? Pictorials of the creator
there's like
symbols?
a wavy motif to the walls that you are approaching through the
Not squiggly.
hallway. But
Yeah.
other than that, I mean, you get into the other room, and I mean, there's no like murals or anything like that.
It's plain Jane.
It looks just like the walls for the hallway, pretty much.
Okay.
It just goes out and around.
Okay. It looks like it was made by big people?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
But you see the mound of gold that you saw as you approach, and then it just opens up into a room of just like mounds of gold.
Okay. I would like to put up reveal empowered item.
Okay.
I knew that was gonna come up at some point this session.
Yeah. It shows 50 feet out.
As you guys walk through, you are followed, not super closely or anything, but followed by like 15 feet behind, you are followed by the guardian.
You know,
follows you behind.
it's almost like she doesn't trust us.
No, she's never been in here before.
I thought, well, okay, people have come here in the past, she said, but she's a curious person too.
Yeah, she's never been in there before.
Okay, that's all I want. All right. Okay. Now in the center of the mound of treasure, there is a double-pronged fork.
A
Biden.
There's a
Dent.
in the middle.
Oh, Bident.
Yeah, think trident. The
Yeah.
phi
We
at
had
the front.
problems with her
Trump.
earlier.
Yeah,
But
and
Biden.
That's what I was thinking. There's some dumb stick in the
Bident.
middle. Bident. Like polydent. Okay, alright.
Like dentistry.
Aphrodent.
It looks like a meat fork, like a carving fork.
Yep,
That's what it looks like.
but pretty.
Just upright.
Yeah. Okay. Is that the only object that we see?
Tuning fork.
Walking around the central pile,
Gomer's
you
pile.
find a
Yeah.
large, gold-plated, what looks to be healing potion.
Does
That's like slightly submerged in the gold,
okay, alright.
corked and liquid sloshing
It's like
around.
Aladdin stuff here. Do I see anything that supernaturally glows with an empowerment? That's visual, that as we're walking around.
The bident gives off a blue hue, and there's also a gauntlet off to the one side of the room that gives off a green empowerment.
Gauntlet, does it look similar to with the stones on it for teleportation?
You get a hue from it. You don't see the gauntlet itself. You see a gauntlet,
Okay, alright.
it's like a gauntlet
Not inspectable,
outline that's buried in the
Okay,
gold.
but we haven't been able to inspect it. Okay. Those are the only items that we're picking up? I mean, yes,
The only
we're,
ones that have hues to them.
yeah, that's why I'm after hueiness. Huey, Louie, and Dewey. So we can walk the circumference around.
Oh, the sconches around here give off a familiar soft blue glow,
Okay,
similar to the
the
ember
mine.
stone
From
that
the mine.
you
yeah.
found in the mine. Yes,
Oh, isn't that nice? Boy, somebody
seem to have
wasn't
been here
stingy.
for some time though.
Yeah, they weren't overly stingy. Okay. Asked, well, I guess. Suna. Do you know any history of what we're looking at? Or when some of these items maybe you've recognized that have come down here with some of the
All I know
elves?
is that before the city fell, the charge that I was given to guard the treasury was given to me yet again, but I was told that those that were next deemed worthy could claim the
Artifacts?
claim whatever's within the room, essentially. Whatever they wished to claim from the room.
Starting to look Suna more. Okay,
It seems like before, when the Avari were coming in here, they were collecting and depositing things, but
Okay.
now with the city falling, whoever was deemed worthy apparently could take whatever they wished of the spoils within the room.
within being worthy.
But they had, yes, they
Yeah.
needed to prove
Are
themselves.
there cubby holes in the walls at all? So if we walked in like this room here, just the center part has a mound and stuff.
And there's, stuff pushed up. There's
Mhm.
mounds up against the walls and stuff like that.
Okay.
Of gold. I can give you the amount of gold if you guys wish to take
Yeah.
This is a sticky question.
We could put the bracelets back that we got in a couple those huge pearls, you know, that we could leave them up there. Okay. So I can ask Isaac if he would identify
Okay.
the spork.
Spork.
A special spork.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a roll.
The Bidenid.
Yep. You guys see the bident is a sharpened bident covered in swirling water motifs. And even the fork parts that come on seem to have like a swirling water motif.
Corkscrew.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Very, very nice looking, and the shaft that the fork part is attached to has like a nice dark blue wave-like motif to it as it goes down.
Is anyone proficient in the Bident?
It would work just like a trident essentially. If you did it in a trident.
Yeah, let's ask that question again. Is there anybody proficient in the trident?
The pitchfork.
In the pitchfork. We know a lot of peasants, possibly, someone who interacts with peasants might know who's.
Hold
What?
on, could
What
hold
are you
on to
saying?
it, you know, and
I've been in the
see if
woods.
something comes up.
It was
you
your
don't
dream,
know.
and you had peasants storming the palace.
They were a
Pass
little
the
far
question.
away, and nobody used to spork on me.
So with my ring of hope, it says each time the ring bearer rolls a natural one on the save or attack roll, it gains a charge. So is the intent critical fails?
Read it again.
Each time the ring bearer rolls a natural one on a save or attack roll, this ring gains a charge. The ring can only hold one charge at a time. So when I rolled for my charisma check, is
Yeah,
the intent
the saves and checks should be a critical fail.
okay.
Yeah, so,
So I had
it
a-
shouldn't be a 1, it should be a 20.
Okay, so it's a critical fail, not
Yeah,
a natural
yeah,
1 or natural
yeah.
20. It's
I miswrote
so
that.
I technically could re-roll that because I had a critical fail for my charisma check.
Roll a 20.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. And I got another one. So I will roll again. Then I got a 3.
Okay. Would that pass for you? Or
Yes.
persuasion?
I needed. So with your +4, I would have needed a 16.
Okay. Yeah, you're fine. So you would be able to come here.
Okay.
Happy
Would
Fridays.
that
Your
give me a,
your morality, you basically had to answer the questions correctly, and
Yeah.
then you had to have a certain level of morality, and then if you didn't meet that, then
Or
you had to
for-
persuade them.
Mhm. So would I get a notable?
For that
Yes.
3.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Saved.
All right.
All right.
Did
Isaac rolled a 1.
Okay. The
He knows everything.
Biden is known as the Tide Caller. Has 3 different effects. One is called Tide's Reach. Once per a long rest, you can extend the reach of the Bident for an additional 5 feet for 1 minute, as water causes the shaft to elongate fluidly. Each attack in the form deals an extra 1d4 cold damage, which I do have a card here, which I can give to you guys, and you can figure out what you want to do with it. I'm just reading through it. The second effect is called Mist Cloak. Once per long rest, while standing in water or rain, the wielder can use an action to activate a misty shroud that grants them a +2 DR and +15% to stealth checks. This cloak lasts for 10 minutes or until they leave the water or the rain stops. The third effect is called Aqua Vortex. Once per day, slam the Biden onto the ground, unleashing a swirling pool of water within a 15-foot radius, centered on the wielder for 1d6 turns. Each creature in the area that is a size large or smaller must make a strength save or be pulled 10 feet toward the wielder, knocked prone, and take 4d6 bludgeoning damage.
mist cloak, is that what it's called?
Mist cloak. Yes.
I definitely heard that wrong the first time. It's like the mist.
That's the Biden?
cloak.
Yes.
Okay. Let's uncover that glove.
Okay.
The,
Wading through the coins, you find the back end of where you put your hand in for a gauntlet, and it looks to be a shiny platinum gauntlet.
okay, standard platinum. Okay. And it
And
glows.
as you pull it out, you see grooves on it with a few black beads attached to those grooves.
Okay, sounds very convenient. And the color does this give off?
Green.
Green. Okay. Yeah, I would like to try to identify myself.
Okay.
That's a good success. It's not any better than it's a good success.
Okay.
Do you want to read this?
Well, actually, let me do a reroll on that. I might do better, but I have to accept what I roll. That's better. That's you have a chart. I don't have mine up. For
Yeah.
I have a chart too.
Oh, I just found mine. Oh, no, we all found good.
Way to bait us all. Okay.
Yeah, way to bait us all.
All right.
Good job.
I rolled a
I didn't make
9,
you take the bait.
and I needed
Just
a
with
19, so it's a major success.
Okay. Major success.
Hey, group participation.
We're finally dealing cold damage.
Well, my weapons do cold damage.
Yeah.
I haven't successfully used it because everything we fought is resistant to cold.
Yeah, those shadows.
Okay. This doesn't seem to be fully operational. So some of the because some of the beads or the black beads are missing.
There's none on the floor.
Not that you see, no. But this is what they referred to as a portal gauntlet.
Okay.
It essentially, per marble, I guess you could say,
Infinity Stone.
would activate a portal for the wielder, and it needed to be somewhere that they were familiar with and have been to. As long as they were familiar with or have been to that location, they could open a portal and step through and be in that location that they have
Can
been.
they do that by sight?
Yeah, if it was a line of sight, yeah, they could.
Line of sight also.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, remembrance, frequency, and line of sight.
Yes.
And it's operational, just not as many times?
Correct.
Okay. So how many?
You only have 3 marbles right now.
3
You're
out of
missing 2.
2 missing.
Is there something that recharges the marbles?
It's once per day. Per marble.
Yeah. So you 3 times a day you can use it for 1.
Okay.
The portal can be made in various different sizes. You can make them however large you want for something to fit through, if you wish. That doesn't matter. What matters is the length of time that they are open.
What dictates the length of time?
Mhm.
You said the size, but if you, an average size, how long do they last?
When a portal is made, they last up to, I forget what I wrote.
It's a standard. So we can wait on that then?
Yeah, I wrote it down. I didn't bring it with me.
Standard size.
It's
No,
at least
all-
it's at least like 5 minutes at least, like at minimum.
Okay, so the portal lasts 5 minutes. You can make it whatever size you want, but it lasts 5 minutes unless you choose to close it
Close
before
it.
that.
You can extend it, but you end up using another of the marbles.
Okay.
So you can
So
have
each
one
marble
portal
is
that-
more time.
Yes.
So you have
If you
up to
wanted to.
15 minutes if you want to do one really long.
Yeah.
So you could
With
make
the one that you have. Now with 5, you could go up to 25 minutes.
Sure, but that's still the standard.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
but you can make it as big or as small as you want.
Okay. I got you.
So if you wanted to swallow the whole world, you could do that.
I think it already-
There are
We
limits
had to
to
talk about
it. Not that big.
It is not an
All right.
infinite
It wasn't
item.
specified,
Thus
was it?
saith the game master.
According to what he just said.
I will
no.
say you can make it up to the
Open-ended.
size of the portals that you have found.
Okay.
40 feet. That's a big one.
Yes.
Which is still plenty big for us.
Plenty
Yes.
big, yes. Plenty big.
You can put a house through it.
Trying to tell the twiglet, it's big enough! Your item has a big enough spread.
Standard size up to 40 feet.
It's big enough!
And could you make it smaller?
Yeah.
Like really tiny if you
Last the
wanted
same
to.
size.
You can make it the size
Yeah.
of an ant if you
Okay.
wanted to.
Yeah.
Twiglet pulls up to the drive.
We're going to the
But once it's
quantum
made,
realm.
once it's
What size that?
made, once it's made,
Yeah.
like it's made. You're not adjusting the size unless you use another charge to make a different portal.
You have to use the energy to readjust it. Okay. Okay, so this is functional 3 times a day. because
So
there's
like,
3
you
How
know,
you wanna
oh, there's a
disperse
big thing coming through. I'm gonna fake the, I'm gonna force the dragon or whatever to come through the portal, and then size of an ant.
This
No.
sounds familiar.
You are not worthy.
No, no, that doesn't work.
Okay. All right. Yikes. Okay. All right. And there's a healing potion.
Yes, a supreme healing potion
Supreme! Does
Don't
it
drag
have
that royal
mushrooms
stuff
on
in.
it?
that is gold plated, very fancy looking.
No olives. Please and thank you. The supreme!
Okay. In
Not to
gold
be
container.
Gold plated supreme healing potion. Nice ornate gems on it and all kinds.
Oh, now we got gems.
Ooh.
Nice
It
and
heals
it's
you
very
and
fancy.
it's sparkly.
That are embedded in the gold and all that. Yes.
So we're gonna take that and use
You're gonna
it,
strip it down.
and then we're gonna sell.
So you can
the
buy
bottom.
other generic looking ones.
Right.
Yeah.
So we can get mediocre healing.
You are not
potion.
worthy.
Begone,
Yeah.
ye who work iniquity.
Iniquity.
Ye who are unworthy.
I'll just use this melting stick on
What's the
Yeah.
thing from the Loki show, the purging
Just
stick
yet
or
another
whatever?
stab in
Yeah.
my chest. What?
You will be purged.
The pruning.
Yes, the pruning,
Pruning stick.
Time to
I'm
prune
gonna
you.
prune
you.
you.
Yeah.
Now I've just got this image
Yeah.
of someone with the stick.
It sounds
I'll prune
even
you.
worse.
Do we have one of
I
those
know.
in here?
I'm gonna prune you.
I take that a little more
to
personal.
Your
It's
life.
even worse with a twiglet.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Okay. Okay. All right. Do we see any more items as we comb through the coins?
Nope, just
Shoes.
coins. That's it.
Neckties,
Nope.
Neck.
cufflinks,
Potion, Bident, Gauntlet, gold.
elves are lame. Okay.
And
What?
are there stipulations on what can be taken?
You can whatever you want. You're worth.
So it's not.
The last instruction
So is
they
it
were given
one
was the
thing
next one that
Yeah.
is deemed worthy can take whatever they wish
Yeah.
from the vaults.
Yeah. I mean,
What is it? One thing.
Whatever they
Okay.
wish.
Got it.
and right now there's a 3-headed dragon in here.
I wish.
If we want to take that, I
That was
wish.
present in the vault. Oh
They have
my
it
stars!
Why
Do we
would you
find
want
her
this
parents in
one?
here?
You could have
No.
a
Oh,
dragon.
man.
Oh.
No. Because Because if we're all worthy, so oh yeah, there's
The dragon is not
Is there a
worthy, okay?
spaceship or some
But somehow it's in here and it's alive.
tanks?
We could each ride one part of the dragon.
okay. Okay.
Weakest
And
part gets
there's
the
only
toilet.
one of those gauntlets?
Yeah. With 3 marbles.
It's the. It looks like it's built for the size of a Vigonian, but it might just be.
They always adjust accordingly. If you want a ring nose, you put a ring nose in its right size.
Right now, it just is big.
Yeah.
Do we understand what those marbles are made of? Like if we could,
Magnetite.
okay. So we potentially could make our own.
If we wanted to take the time and do that, but that's a very large task to do while we're on the road. Just understand. When there's
Is it-
peace.
It's only the ones that were made for it, or could we make some kind of thing? But anyway, continue.
Thousands of years. Okay. Well, we might be able to talk to Meth Lab.
More than likely, something happened, and either it, for some reason, maybe won't allow for 5 to work, or for whatever reason, something with the empowerment went wonky,
It was the
and
reject.
and nobody wanted the 3 charge one, so
Subpar.
it's still worth something because it's made out of platinum, so it's valuable. Throw it in the bowl.
Yeah. Well, it's still valuable to do something quite unique, so I'm glad they hung on
But
to it.
at
no
that
matter what
point,
the
it
reason
was
is.
common. So.
Yeah.
And does it look like
It's common. It's going to city. There's all kinds of common
it's
things.
just
in there.
common loot?
Yeah, it's just all over the
At
place.
that point,
There's hundreds of these things in that town. Oh,
Maybe.
we're all over that town. Okay. Well, why do you think looters came down here and messed up the door? Because they were busy looking for looting. Even though they did oversee some things in the temple, they should have taken that first and then came down here like what we did. Okay.
You defaced the temple, you hear in your mind?
No, we were inspecting it.
No, we respected
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
We didn't touch the altar at all. Woo!
Yeah, that's next on our list. Okay.
You guys did take the stuff from the altar last time.
We took. You said there's unscrewed.
Rings and bracelets.
They're on
and
the
stuff.
on the
okay.
ground and stuff.
Pearls.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you
And-
did collect it.
And does this gauntlet look like the one that we've seen people
The other,
use?
yes.
Yeah.
And the one that we've seen in
Yeah.
that one.
It's just subpar.
Yeah.
The statues
They're
are-
a little.
yeah.
The design's a little bit different, but it's very, very
Okay.
similar.
Yeah, different.
All right.
maker. So, okay. All right. I would like to use the sending stone.
Do
to
you
talk
get
to
a
Sybil.
Do you get a name from your identify with the gauntlet on a major success? I can't remember if you get a name.
I don't think I get a name. I have to do a flawless
Okay,
for the maker.
never mind.
I mean, I could sit there for and do a bunch of them, but I mean,
I don't know. I
we
thought-
can always do that later
We
Hmm.
could.
Yeah, I don't know.
to see if it was made by the same guy who did the portals.
I don't know. I think you should just make a copy of that, and then we all have a copy of that sheet, so then you know
So he would know. Yeah, he needs to know.
You would know,
About
you would know.
the
you would
levels
know,
of
you would know,
successes
you
and
would
what
know.
that-
Oh, he's got the rules. It's in there. Yeah. You just have to, you know, but it's up to the person if they want to have it in front. It's a lot to do right now. So, but the idea that we have it, we want to further investigate, we can. So, but right now, there's air, which
Air?
brings me to
Oh.
which brings me to another question. We've been down here for a while, and I didn't know if we could ask Isaac to re-up our time charge on our breathing of the water.
Well, Isaac, it's getting hard to breathe.
You just teleport out.
We're starting to sound
We're
like
not
this
using a stone to
again.
pop up to a town that's far away.
Well, we probably should turn off the portal.
So, yeah, we'd have to get up there. So, all right, but estimate. I mean, there's a lot of gold in. We can ask Suna if we felt the need later, if we had need for finances to pay for our trek in order to fulfill to the ways of the Creator. Could we come back if we needed some of this? I mean, I don't want to think that we would take it now because at the moment we have no need for all of this. It would be something that if we had to invest to make an item.
Let me rephrase your question.
Yeah.
Can we enter this room more than once?
Yes.
Okay.
However, I can't guarantee
That it'll
that
be
they
there.
will all be here when you return.
Because other worthy people might come.
Right.
How many people have been coming down here checking out in the last 1,000 years? 0. Except for the poachers that died.
Do you want me to give you a number of what is in here for you to take?
You can.
Are
so
there
that-
any
if-
bags of holding or anything like that?
No, whatever we have on
Imagine
us.
having a gauntlet that you could just like portal things to somewhere.
Yeah, like
Just-
in a temple.
Yeah. I'd be like, hey, we're making a
Bunch of
deposit to our
gold.
account.
Well, like Scrooge McDuck
Just
in
like
his
a
vault
bunch
room.
of gold.
Yeah.
Or like having a
You'd make a
house
great
that you
Scrooge
own that
McDuck,
you
just
could
like-
just like dump all of it in and be like, Conlon!
When do we ever go to that house? When? I can't even get in the basement.
We haven't been there in a long
I know.
time.
It's dredging up the past, man.
It's just
Even
like
though it's only been like a month or
You
two.
guys have been
we
here
know they have
and you
a
now have a
home,
gauntlet,
but they're
so
never
you
there.
can technically port right in here and grab gold.
Yeah, we
So-
can.
It keeps
But
Colin.
then bypass
will
the
give
door?
Then unworthy people can come in.
It keeps Colin and company safe.
If they've been in here before.
Okay,
No,
look.
you could have. So like he.
But they only got in here by being deemed worthy.
Yeah.
Right, but someone could create a portal, but then anyone could go through the portal, right?
But it's
Correct.
limited. Time-wise, for sure. Okay.
But if someone was deemed worthy, why would they want somebody else coming in here? That's not worthy.
And they have to be there.
That doesn't have good intentions.
Sure.
Yeah. I want to ask.
I don't know.
Sue
You have access to this place, point.
for right now.
If you want to write down how much gold there is in here,
Everyone
that way
writes
we
down
know.
what he says, so we'll all have.
There is enough here for
Count them
20K for each of you.
Okay.
So
So there's
60K
80.
or 80K.
60.
60.
Oh, Isaac's not included.
He doesn't count.
Oh yeah, Isaac is there, so yeah. 80.
So it is 80K.
Sybil's not here either, but
But she's
Physically,
not,
she's
not
not.
present.
okay. But in our hearts, she is. Okay. I would like to ask Suna if there was nothing left to guard in this room, what would you do?
Are there oceans above?
Kind of.
Away from this continent, there
Sort
is.
of. Technically, this
Probably
is
explore the oceans. As I cannot fly, this is more of my domain.
the home body.
Actually,
All three bodies are home bodies.
with this gauntlet, I could make a portal that could literally take you over to King's Harbor on Praxis.
Where everyone would want one of your scales to cure their
Probably
weird
not just
condition.
that either. Probably want a head or two.
Uh-huh.
That's
Or
up
an
to her.
eyeball or a
how she-
tooth.
But I mean, and where you might be able to be or meet Southwind and be closer to where we come from, where we would be able to find you to have that reunion with possibly your brothers.
As I much enjoy to be rid of being in this space, as I've been here for so long, if you're not taking what is here, I wish to remain until it is gone.
So if we did relieve you of all this, if we took everything, there would be nothing to guard. So then you would choose to go and explore and see the waters?
Yes, I would explore the oceans. Experience some freedom for some time.
If we found it prudent that we would ask you for aid, would you accept that?
Could you?
If I was able, yes.
Because I have the sending stone, and we seem to have gotten to know each other to be able to communicate. You are definitely worthy to be able to have a conversation with. And I would like to see if there is a time that the rest of the world needs your wisdom or your strength, that we would be able to call upon you.
All three of you.
We will answer if we're able.
Okay. Then I would like to be able to have you relieved of your duty. We'll take what was in here, and then I would like to send you to a waterway where you can explore and go where you wish.
It is very kind of you.
You've been very kind to us. Okay, guys, clear the vault.
So would it be very easy for us to do that?
It would take some time.
Yeah.
How many trips?
We can send it over to the temple and have some of the clerky flunkies haul parts of it over for us and everything, and then
What temple are you popping in?
I would think over at King's Harbor.
Okay.
We've named it pretty much our hub. I mean, we could have went to the Slayers Guild, but we've been using our finances to go from temple to temple from King's Harbor. That's how we pay our boys back at our house.
Our boys.
The D-Man. Come on, you love the D-Man.
Derek?
Yeah,
Yeah, Derek.
yeah.
Mr. Quiet, Derek. The NPC, Derek. Yeah,
Yeah,
that Derek.
He really should be a ranger. So anyways, but
This is the part
More
of
than
the
likely,
session
it
where
would
we
take
list
you guys
every spot the
longer
party
than like
has been
15
to.
minutes to
Oh,
clear
yeah.
this whole area.
In the whole
Yeah,
campaign.
So it's not going to be done in one go.
I would probably say about an hour, maybe 2.
Depending on how many people are helping.
Right. I can pop a bear up.
But your gauntlet only has 3 charges to it.
for the
5
day.
minutes apiece.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Well, we know what's here is going to be safeguarded until we do clear out.
Yes.
So, which is fine. Okay. So we'll take time to do
And
that.
they're happy just the
Yeah.
fact that you want to relieve them of their charge and allow them to,
Reunite with life.
yeah,
Yeah.
explore.
Okay. All right. So is that what we want to do? I'll just pop up a charge to go over to the temple and start hauling the stuff and tell them as we do it, and then like this, and then we'll get it added to our account as a Kindred account, and then we'll sort whatever later. But right now we'll just get it so we can empty this, so that way Suna and her others, we can send her out, and then we can just pop back over here and be able to investigate a little more into the temple, and then call it a day.
I mean, one thing you could do is
'Cause-
pop up the portal, and have them grab like a whole bunch of because you're not going to be keeping them, but like bags of holding or whatever, and then just throw in as much as you can fill in there,
Right.
and then pop up the portal to carry all of them out.
Yeah.
And then once they're all out, empty them somewhere or, however.
And then we can
you could
do
do
that.
it like the next day or
To
something.
be quicker. Yeah, we'll do that then. Everyone, this sounds good?
Yeah.
It would
Okay.
probably take like 2 trips like that, more than likely.
Yep.
Because then you're just spending time filling all the bags.
Yeah.
You know, a bunch of bags with gold
And the
and
portal's
whatnot.
closed
And the
stuff.
portal's closed.
Right.
You're not worried about it running, and then you know you're just everybody just going back and forth carrying bags at least
Right.
to the other side of the portal, and then you're done.
Yeah. All right, we'll do it that way.
Okay. Yeah, that'll work. That'll take 2 trips, so you'll need to do
Yeah.
it again the following day.
Okay.
But you guys want to go up and deal with the open portal that's in the inner sanctum.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, so you guys head back up towards the beginning of the labyrinth, or the labyrinthian tunnels.
Labyrinth.
As you approach the entrance/exit of the massive tunnel that you're seeing, or that you're in, you see a humanoid form swim across the entrance.
Merman. Yeah.
Humanoid, not with a fin.
They don't look like the.
Pretty quick too.
Oh.
It seemed like it was just like
So they're not the Aquilians. Look. They're. Are they smaller in
it
stature?
looked similar to like human elf size. It just was like a
Yeah. Okay. Well, we didn't run into anyone earlier.
You also would have noticed down in the guardian room around the corpses, on all of them, you would have found this strange blue orb, dark blue, that has like a swirl design to it next to all of them.
Their symbols.
Just like a swirly design to it.
It's a design. So it's a representation of an organization or something.
Could be.
It probably is.
Just like
All
a
right.
yeah, just like a swirly
Okay.
design like carved into it around it.
Okay. I guess we need to be on guard if there's something other than, because we didn't run into anything earlier, and the last time we knew something wasn't worthy down here and had to been extinguished by.
Yeah, you guys are not far from the entrance or exit. You just happen to see this form that doesn't seem
Right.
to notice you, but just kind of.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll go pop our heads up and then take a peek.
And you see the tail end of a set of feet that just kind of make their way up one of the entrances that seems to lead up to the main hall.
Feet. Are they webbed?
Seem to be a little bit of webbing to them, and the shading seems to be like a green, like an aqua green, bluish color
Okay. All right.
that kind of have like a ripply effect to
Okay.
them.
It just seems like some of the local natives that we haven't run into are around here. But we didn't see evidences of anything coming through here in a long time when we originally came here. So these are new explorers, maybe? But we're not going to the main hall, we're going to the inner sanctum. So let's take our right and go to the inner sanctum.
Okay. As you go down the hallway, you see, as you turn the corner to the hallway that leads down, and then you know that there's a hallway that leads up to the inner sanctum, you see another figure kind of enter into the hallway and begin to swim in your guys' direction. Similar humanoid.
They're coming from the inner sanctum.
Seems that way. Seems
Well,
like
that's
they came
the
from
only-
that direction.
Yeah, that's the only way that.
Like you guys there at that corner there that bends off, and they seem to have
This corner?
yes,
Not that
and
one.
they seem to be coming from
This way.
Ah.
the inner sanctum section.
More living beings beside the dragon.
Okay.
What do these people do?
All right. Well, we'll go to the inner sanctum.
We're just gonna
Okay.
go right past
You so you're heading down. I mean, they're heading straight towards where you guys are.
Yeah, I can help it.
Okay. You guys pop out and you see like this figure like slow down as they're swimming towards you, and you see an elf. Similar in size to Kara, but blue and green colored skin, like an aqua.
Wearing
skin.
what?
Plaid.
Like
Scottish.
like a skin tight, like leather suit almost.
Ah, disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And they're just kind of like wide eyed looking at you.
Yeah, a motion for him to go by. Let's go by.
They kind of like slowly inch their way along the wall,
Yep.
looking at you. And you
Good
can see
job.
like as they're blinking, like there's this like
Film.
like a inner eyelid kind
Like
of
an
thing
alligator.
that does. Yeah. But they look like human eyes.
Sure.
But it's just like that.
Yeah. I make sure my scuba gear's on really tight. Okay. Well, they see a little stick guy with a shield and armor and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like,
You
that.
also notice that they have this dark bluish orb like dangling from their
Now you
waist
say
to the-
orb.
Yeah, it's like a rock.
Okay, thank you.
Rock.
It's not like a round symbol on a piece of stamped metal.
No,
This is
it's
literally a
like
stone.
circular, like yeah,
Okay.
with a swirly design on it.
Does it glow with an empowerment?
Do you have a detect empowerment on?
It's still up.
Yeah, all those orbs would have had a green empowerment to them.
There you go. Okay. Even the ones down in the.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I would have taken that.
Down where? In the room?
Yeah, the dead people. I would have taken those orbs if I knew they were going
This
to glow.
figure begins to open their mouth, and who here knows Aquayan?
I be that
Hear
one.
them say in Aquayan, "Who are you, and what are you doing down here?"
Yeah, I don't know, Brian.
We are the party Kindred. I am Kara of Whetstone,
Star Lord over here.
and we are the first surface dwellers in a while, it appears, to have been found worthy to enter the inner sanctum. And we have
The
discovered the
inner
portals
sanctum.
that have been
You
built.
can tell this one's like a very, very young elf.
He's
Oh,
ignorant.
they
Bare-
don't
like,
know the
like we would
history, they
consider
don't
like
know
maybe
the
like
dignity.
16 years old
Yeah.
or 15.
Yeah, they're
You're talking
exploring.
to a pipsqueak?
Yeah.
Born yesterday.
Where are your parents?
Hash.
We would like to speak with your parents. Where are they? Please?
No family reunions. We're
And
jet.
you don't really see any weapons on them other than like we would consider like a diving knife.
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
it.
Oysters.
What is your purpose down here?
To live.
I am.
Do you know what I want to be when I grow up? No.
To find yourself.
I'm down here doing my rite of passage to become a Fulf Rockbin. Which
What is
that's what you guys hear as Fulf Rockbin, but you understand as Wave Rider.
that? Okay.
And you know all about that, so what's going
I
on?
do.
You don't know what that means, other than
That's why I always say,
he said
tell
Wave
us
Rider.
more about this purpose.
I actually need to keep going if that's okay. I mean, I can explain it
We're
later.
going the other
but
direction, yeah. What's his name?
That's
Ralph?
what I want to know.
Okay, there you go.
Well, they can't understand a lick of what he's saying. You're the only one.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, you're the
Okay.
top.
What's your name, friend?
His name is Neplin.
Neplin. Does it rhyme with napkin? No. Okay. N-E-P. Spelling the rest.
Neplin. Sorry.
N-E-P-L-I-N.
Those
It
necklaces.
does
Necklaces.
end like napkin.
It does. It does.
Neplin. Okay.
Okay.
Well, hello, Neplin. What is this thing that you are trying to become? And did you find the right passage?
Well, I found something. I hope it's alright. And you, like, see in his hand, he has, like, a decently sized pearl in his hand.
Color?
That is
Pearl.
lovely.
Well, there are black pearls too.
No,
There are pink pearls.
White pearl.
Okay.
You asked!
Yeah.
Shiny white pearl. Decent size.
Give it, it's mine. I want
Yeah. Good. Good job.
Says the cleric.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Who just got, like, tons and tons of gold.
Goodness.
Give me that!
Who was worthy?
He
Shiny,
was.
it's mine! 16-year-old just kind of like,
It comes and goes. It's
what do I do here?
How did you all get here?
Because, like you, we too have found the right passage. Blink, blink.
We're gonna try to do this more often, but right now you have to go.
You
Where
have
did
to
you
go.
come from?
Yeah.
Not from where you're from, apparently.
Are they timing you?
Oh, okay. Kara, can we keep going? And we could talk to this young individual later.
I know, that's what I'm doing.
I'm edging to
Well,
go.
we won't hold you back. Continue, and good luck.
He just kind of,
With your
like, stays
purpose.
there along the wall as you
We
guys,
won't
like,
stop you.
continue swimming.
Okay.
Let's all put our fins up in the air.
Where are you guys going?
We're going to Inner Sanctum.
Okay.
We're getting out of here.
Show up at the portal.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
could follow you.
No. He's not following us. I'm looking to see if he's gonna follow us.
He does eventually follow you, like, 15 feet behind you.
Chaka, go.
He's curious.
He's not gonna be able to do his passage if he follows us. He's in a hurry.
You
don't
will
know
never
anything
find
about
the
it.
right
She told us all about it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, she didn't say anything about it.
Well, we're cutting time.
Yeah.
Just like tea.
90% of communication is
Okay.
facial expression.
Okay, well, right now, we were just gonna dump stuff here, and then we were gonna
Dumping ground.
end the thing and then use, but if we can't do that now, if we know there's people picking up pearls, so we just can't leave stuff here.
Well, you could go and see, like, what the people are doing down here getting pearls for.
Oh, they're doing what she said, passage.
You don't know that.
She
You
said
don't know
that.
anything about it.
Didn't you say that?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
I didn't hear it.
Yes.
Oh, you'll hear it later. No.
We outnumber him. It happened. No.
75.
An earthquake happens, the
25.
place collapses. We're done. Okay. I'm anticipating Chaka, or whatever the boy's name is, to pop up again because, like you said, curiosity kills the cat. Or in this case, the lizard
Well,
boy.
you guys
elf.
come up into the room and you guys head towards the portal and you turn around and it's
Yeah.
just like his head's just sitting there in like the water, just like
Yeah.
bobbing, like watching you guys.
Yeah, ever play whack-a-mole?
Just
Okay.
curious, and then like he looks
Yeah.
at the portal and he's like,
I thought he came from this direction.
Are we going in
he
the same
didn't, come, he
direction?
didn't come in this far.
Oh.
I see.
Okay, well,
He
we
never
see
broke-
him.
He never broke the surface.
We see him.
You motioning for him.
Yeah, he's here. I mean,
He
You can't tie him
slowly
off from here.
emerges out of the water and comes towards the where you guys are at.
okay, he's taller than I.
Yeah, then you.
Yeah, so I don't think I look that intimidating except for I have weapons, whatever. So, I'll look over at Kara. And I'll say, Kara, we have two options here. One, you can reason with the boy and chase him off verbally. Or we can take him with us.
Good luck on your passage. Last thing we need on this trip is a teenager. And I'm sure with the fact that this guy is still wandering these passageways, we'll be able to find him later if we need to.
and we don't want him to know how to use this.
Yep. That's why I was like,
Okay, so you're talking to him.
so long. If I were you, I would check out a couple passages that way. They're really, really interesting, really promising. You should go check those out
Primo.
for sure.
That's,
Speaking
I can't
as
speak to the
Surfy.
boy, so she's
At
doing
this point, you hear like a small splash, and you see like another head
Yeah, there's
pop
curious.
out. Like, hey,
They're
Neplin, are you? Who are these people? And you see another form that is very similar to Neplin, only a little bit bulkier, a little buffer.
Is he older?
Yeah, older. Yeah.
How
So
much?
that's 2, not 3 yet. Possibly could turn to 4 and 5 with more curious people. Okay. We're trying to wrap this up.
Neplin, we need to go. Like, we need to go now.
By all means,
Okay,
don't
okay.
let us
And he just
delay.
kind of like
Go.
turns around and heads the other back to the water, and the other one just kind of keeps like a side eye to all of you. And they both kind of wade back into the water and disappear.
Okay. I would like to go follow them just for a little bit to see if they get re-curiorized to pop back up. So I would like to see.
How far are you following them?
I'll go back to the labyrinth.
Alright, you go back to the labyrinth, and you see them meet up with a couple other individuals, and then they all head up into the main hall.
Did the young boys gesture anything while they were meeting up? Like
No, they seem to be having a conversation.
Yes.
And it's weird, as they're talking, you can hear them clear as day. Like there's no like there's none of that. It's like talking in air.
But he doesn't understand them.
No.
Thank you.
But they are having a conversation back and forth, and they all seem to be showing things like in their hands and whatnot, and then they swim off towards the main hall.
Were their mouths moving? Okay. There's.
You follow them to the main hall, and you see them all congregate around the statue and the altar,
Okay.
and they seem to place items on there. And then at the far end of the room, you see large aquatic creature that looks similar to like a porpoise. Like think a large porpoise that's like 8 to 9 feet long.
A killer whale.
8 to 9 feet long, 480 pounds ish.
Right.
But you see them swim over to them, and they grab a fin, and it swims off the entrance, and they disappear.
Okay, I make a beeline back to the inner sanctum. I tell everyone what you just said, and I also say I think the items that we have that were strewn around there, they seem to be made almost like offerings that they put on the in the main hall where the statue and the altar is, and so. I don't know, out of respect, we might want to take some of those items back and put them back where these people might have laid them down. We thought they might have been strewn around from the accident that happened many years ago, but maybe they were in remembrance and not really an offering, but a homage to the temple that they put here. Maybe we might want to reconsider putting those items back.
I side with that idea as well.
But for right now, we got booty we gotta move, so we'll do our original plan and get the stuff on the other side and then come back and then get the rest of it.
Okay, where are you spending the night?
Blub, 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 blub.
I would think we're not gonna spend it in the inner sanctum.
Okay,
It'll be on the other side.
okay. So in Wednesday.
We're gonna lock it.
Actually, I can, because we can just use the portal to pop up the hand to come over here.
Or the bear could do it. But I mean, either way,
So
whatever works best. I mean, we just use the portal.
it's for a
To
short amount of
transfer
time.
funds.
Yeah, that's true. If we leave the bear over there in extended time, then he can reactivate. Is that what you mean? If you locked it. Because when you lock it,
just like last time we had him.
oh, we're coming back. I don't want this locked so we can't come back.
Oh, okay.
Right, I know what you mean.
But we'd need a portal to send our new friend to the ocean.
Yeah, and I was going to use this.
So that if you did that, you use all the charges. We'd have to wait till tomorrow to do that.
Correct. And we're going to stay overnight anyways on the other side, and it would be recharged anyways.
Mhm.
It would just come back and,
And
do
then-
it then.
And they're with us, right? Now or no?
Yeah, the items.
No, our friend.
Our friend? No, she's not with us yet. She's still
Guardian?
down there.
Yeah.
No, she's still down.
She's
there.
down there.
No.
Yeah. So she couldn't fit up
She
there.
had no
anyways.
way to get up through the hole that you guys
Yeah.
exit through.
Oh.
She just because she was placed there. So I will just get the rest of the treasure, put it in Orenstead on the other side, and so that way it's there. And then we'll send the stuff to the temple, and then
Oh, so you're pulling all the rest of the stuff
Yes.
up there with you?
yes,
Oh, okay.
And
Alright.
We're not gonna just transfer it right there from the room. It's less.
it's the time that took a lot because we'd have to cache, leave some here, and then come back and refill our stuff, put it here. But in the meantime, we don't know who's coming back. They go, oh, look at us, because they did their one little homage. We don't know if they're just coming back. Kids talk, curiosity, they come back and then stumble upon what we left.
Well, I mean, I would have thought we would have stayed in the treasury and just did the transfer because we get all the bags we need, fill it all up.
That's when he said we would make separate turns, right?
2 separate trips.
Yeah. So,
So then
I thought we'd take that, not use the charge, and use this, walk through it, drop it all off, empty it, and then go back through. And so we don't use this at all.
Why? It's just gonna refill the next day anyway.
Sure, but we're also going to use it to send our new friend over to the ocean. Then we have access to use
Well,
it.
it sounds like
where
it
we
takes
want.
2 charges to transfer funds.
If you do 5 minutes a piece, yeah,
So you charge,
yeah.
get bags, fill the bags, then charge.
And
walk
put the
bags
bags, where are you putting the exit of the bags?
through, right in the temple.
In the
They're-
temple.
We're giving
But
it
that
right
was
to
the
them.
hauling back and forth that took more than 5 minutes per charge. Because he said, if you just put them in your bags of holding, right?
The
No.
first portal opened up, and you guys told them about what you had a massive amount of money that needed to be moved.
Yeah.
And so
So they
they
loan us
basically
bags of
loaned
holding.
you a bunch of bags of holding,
Oh, I
and
missed
then
that
you
part.
closed
Okay.
the portal
I got
and
you.
filled the bags of holding to clean out the room,
Okay.
and then opened the portal for the last 10 minutes. And it was just 10 minutes of like hauling bags of.
Of holding.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. You were right then. I misunderstood the bag of holding concepts. Okay, that's fine. But I still would like to keep this open. I mean, it's not affecting anything. And if we want to
Yeah, 'cause
quit
if
it,
we
could
spent the
actually-
time.
If you did it that way, because a bag of holding could like. You could, yeah, with a bag of holding, you guys could have actually done this and. You could put
In
it
one?
in one trip, yeah.
Okay,
Because you could fill like at least 20k gold in a bag.
In
of
one,
holding
yeah.
If it's totally empty.
yeah.
I mean, it depends on how long it takes to load the bag.
But you would be given like a couple bags of holding and
Yeah.
then shut the portal. You still have 2 charges left.
Yep.
You spend all the time to put all of it into the bags, and then you have like 10 minutes to essentially to carry over like 6 bags.
Which is nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna take less than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
With someone like
So-
you around.
Yeah. So
And the
we
bags
would
of
have
holding
one charge.
don't weigh as much as the weight that's in them either.
Right. So we would have basically one charge left.
Yeah, you guys would have a charge left.
And then we could send.
So if you wanted to send her
Well,
away,
that's-
you could.
Yeah.
If we want to do that now, or if we want to take her somewhere for like, I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
I just
That's fine.
I was under the impression we already did that. Now we're lugging these bags. I'm like, what?
No,
No.
because we never went through that ordeal.
No, so you guys would be done. All the stuff would be in the
Okay.
temple. In the bags of holding, they would be going through and counting it and adding it up and all that kind of stuff. You guys
Nerds.
would have had one more charge, so you can
Yep.
either choose to send her on her way or.
Yeah. I think that's what we'll do, and then we'll just use the portal and then leave. Okay, sounds good.
During the evening,
And we're on the other
Isaac
side.
gets contacted during.
So do we
during
still
the
encounter these other people? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Oh, and before we leave, those the bracelets and necklaces that were gold and the pearls. I would have liked to take those items that we had earlier and put them where these people put on the altar. And when we do that, can we study the altar and look for wording and stuff that we kind of glazed over? We went over it quick. We didn't look at all the symbolisms or anything around the bottom.
It was just symbolism of the creator on the altar. That was it.
Okay. All right then. If there's nothing else to be had.
During the evening, Isaac gets contacted by Sybil and essentially tells him, or she has a couple questions, asks about how the portal discovery is going and things like that, where you guys have been, all that kind of stuff. Says that you guys will have to show me how the portals work sometime, and then asked if there was any new information on Willbreaker. She then goes on to say that her investigation has actually been rather successful, and she thinks she knows now who the main players on the board are. However, she has hit a bit of a roadblock. You see, Baron Herschel Serrano, the man that runs the port at King's Harbor and is the man that basically runs all the finances for King's Harbor and is part of the council, the only one that was speaking against you guys going and speaking to the King of Avalon whenever you were with Galandra. The guy that is in charge of all the commerce, essentially, Sybil seems to think that he is a member of Hydra. To make matters worse, he convinced the Duke's son Duke Skylar's son Galen to work for him. And to make that even worse, he poisoned and killed Galen and may or may not have died in Sybil's arm, and she may or may not be a suspect for murder. So, the evidence that she has on Herschel in proving that he possibly could be the spider figure and could possibly be a member of Hydra and probably was the one that orchestrated the attack during the festival probably doesn't have much weight since she's being accused of murder at this point. So, no pressure and no rush, but it would be really nice to have some friends around during this crazy time. Hope to see you soon.
Wish you were here.
We don't want to be anywhere around her. Trouble is following where she is. We have a good name.
She was so mad at our last thing. She's like,
Well,
no!
we hope this email
She
finds
was
you.
so mad.
We only hang around people with good reputations. We are worthy.
We are
Haven't
kindred.
you heard?
Not her anymore. We don't know her.
Everybody in Kindred
her
wearing
anger
a
is the
t-shirt
Buddha
that
Mormons
just says,
kicking in.
"Were they?"
Yeah, and then she's got that coming up. There is a full moon coming up too, which doesn't help.
There's,
Which doesn't help either.
After
And she was working on getting a
Shut
potion
down,
made.
Lord.
After we release Suna, can we try that door out again?
Maybe
The treasure
we
door.
could be-
Does it still work?
Does it still work?
Yeah. when
Even
you put
though
your
it's
hand
empty?
on it. Yeah, it's empty, but the empowerment is still active, I assume.
Yeah, you guys walk up and you touch the handprint and it glows and then boom, the sun lights up and then
We have a vault.
Oh, so it didn't test us again.
Once deemed worthy, are worthy. So if we wanted to put something to protect it
Unless
from
something
evil
happens
people,
where your morality drastically changes,
it re-challenges you.
yeah.
We could use this.
An underwater vault
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of like that.
with no guardian.
With no guard.
Yeah, with no guardian
Okay.
and anyone who's worthy can go in.
But at least we know someone will hopefully with good.
Intentions.
Yeah, it would be there. If we left
So
something
like us,
for those
like how
in
we
need.
literally emptied it out.
But you were told you could take
Yeah,
rules
yeah.
there.
But the whole idea is it doesn't mean we leave the same horde size there,
I
but
understand.
just spread yourself out a little bit. Sure, I think it's kind of neat.
Put something there for people that you of the opposite cadence, or not cadence, the opposite persuasion, we'll say, wouldn't have access to for safekeeping, per se.
Well, it's not a bad idea.
Anyway, but you guys go through, have a night's rest, and the following day comes. What are your plans for the following day?
Number 1, wake up. Number 2, eat something. Hopefully it's not seaweed.
Return to the temple and possibly see what's going on with this Neplin person and who he is and where he comes from, or
Well, we know he's a local elven fish boy. We don't know much of the culture, except for it does look like they left gifts for the past, the ancients. And I would, oh yes, and since I still knew the glow was green down there with those round sigils, I would like to, from the dead bodies down, I'd like to collect them.
okay.
And then later on identify and see what they do.
Okay. They essentially allow you to speak clearly while underwater.
Okay, but it has nothing to do with breathing.
No.
Okay. I think we all should have one of these, so that way if we want to communicate with these people, then we have access to that. And why not let the dead do that for us? Because they're not going to need it. So, how many bodies or count would be down there?
More than you guys.
Okay. Other items that they had? I mean,
There'd be some rusty and dull, like, blades, like daggers and stuff. But
okay, no coinage?
no.
I mean, they were looters.
Nope.
Okay. Nothing to dig around. Were there past people who have passed away other than those? That wouldn't have been worthy?
There are some larger humanoid corpses that you find if you're moving like rubble and stuff.
Yeah, we're moving rubble just to check it out before we go. I mean, that's what we do.
Yeah, they're about Vigonian
Just a typical
size,
morning.
but it's just
Moving
a skeleton.
Okay, so no, we didn't find anything of accidental value that was in her courtyard. Okay.
You do find in the back part of the room there, behind like a wall of seaweed, there's actually like a cove that she's able to go in and like hibernate in.
Does she have any family heirlooms or anything back there? You know?
Nope.
Or
The only thing that's
A
back
toothpick?
there is, some fish carcasses.
Or pet rock.
what's his name? What could it be?
But
Kirby?
as you come back, if you are coming back, are you guys going back to the temple? To the Aquarius? Or are you
Yeah, let's do that. We haven't really tried to find a little more in the library and check out the living quarters. We kind of, okay, it's a barracks. So, but there could have been something more that we missed that was in the living quarters in the library.
As you come through the portal and you enter into the inner sanctum, you look at the pool of water and there is a head just like looking looking your guys' direction
Yeah.
because like as you guys walk through it's like
Oh, it's
Like-
a living head.
We're gonna
I was
ask
like,
you.
there's just this
No, it's just
head
like it's like
floating
a
in the
mate,
water.
like,
It's not you.
like in amazement of like,
Float back.
whoa, that's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
The claw.
Yeah. Well, out of
It looks. It's a
curiosity.
familiar face. It's not one.
He should be home doing his homework.
This is the next day.
Yeah,
In
he
the
should be
morning.
home and it's school. Okay. All right.
No,
Well,
he's a man now.
time flies. Experiences. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll go in since we're here. No, guy, let's turn around. I mean, we're here, so we're stepping through,
You guys came back.
talking to her. I don't know how to speak Aquarian. Aquarian.
What am I being asked to say?
You guys came back.
This is Napkin Boy again.
Neplin, yes.
Napkin boy.
Yeah! Did you find the right passage?
I wasn't exactly lost, but
I mean, you were trying to find your rite of passage, you said. I'm just.
That type of
Going
passage.
off the
I'm
way you
a
said.
I'm a wave rider now.
Oh, Wave
Oh,
Rider
so
is
you
the
did
adult.
find it. Good for you.
He's the adult. Okay, I got you.
Good for you. Well, nice seeing you again. Nice to know you did. Good job.
Can we take him for a walk down the hallway and then we could turn this off?
Technically.
Take a swim.
Would you like to float this way so we can go take care of
I'm
this
assuming
down
before
here?
we went through the portal, Isaac zapped just to be able to breathe underwater.
Yeah, if you guys are going back.
Assume
go
so.
back.
Okay, all right. And he put extended time on it because
Yeah,
he can.
yep.
Okay, all right.
So where are you guys going?
Well, I want. What's his name again?
Neplin.
Neplin, like
Nephilim.
Nephilim.
Like
So
Zeppelin, but with an N.
Neplin.
Something else
Okay.
that floats.
Okay, Neplin.
Does he have a helicopter hat on?
No!
Zeppelin, but with
A
an
little
N.
beanie.
This is why you married me.
Okay. Okay, I just want him to go down the hallway and then we'll turn the thing off. You won't watch us press buttons or whatever. So he doesn't understand that the council or whatever have to be used.
Did we send Suna back already?
Oh, the sisters?
Yeah.
I'm assuming you did it the night before with your
Yeah.
spare charge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the zing.
No, we were gonna say unworthy and she was gonna eat him.
Banished! Be gone!
Okay. Alright. Can you ask Neplin if he knows his way around the corridors of the labyrinth and the main hall? There's some hallways that are collapsed. Has he ever gone through any of these?
No, there isn't. No, sorry. I'm getting a little.
I don't mind the party line thing. I don't
Yeah, I'm
mind.
getting a little ahead of myself, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, you dug your hole now.
No,
Might as
no,
well
I'm
keep
waiting for you to speak.
Well,
Person in the middle. She loves being the middle person.
one thing that I
This is
so
what she
much.
would. This is what this character was made for.
Okay.
We
Why did I have
christened
to
the-
choose a quiet? Why did I have to choose?
Anyway. So, Neplin, glad to see that you succeeded in your quest. It's always nice to see someone reach that next level of maturity, that milestone.
We're still waiting for some.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't feel much.
What?
I don't really feel much different, but you know, now that I'm a wave rider and all, and he's like, you know, doing the backstroke and whatnot.
Now
just
that I
like,
got this all
he's
under
like,
control.
now
Just
that
like
I'm a
going
wave rider
circles
and all,
around
like
her.
most likely, and he just kind of looks at you. He's like floating by. And he's like, I probably won't be able to keep the girls off of me as he like slowly floats by you.
Kara narrows her eyes. I'm sure you'll find a way.
So, and he like does like a spin in the water and.
Somersault.
So, why'd you guys come back? Like, what are you guys doing down here? What you looking for?
We'll float this way.
Where are
keep
you
them
guys
occupied.
trying to go?
I was curious to know if he knew any of these dead ends, if there was a way to get past the rubble.
Oh yeah. Since you found so many
Well-
passages,
No, we haven't really tried to,
What's this?
get past the passageways that are blocked off.
Cave-ins.
okay, so you don't know anything beyond the dead ends.
No, though the tunnels here, I mean, they seem to go on forever. They just go all over the place.
Tunnels
Okay.
are they?
The ones that lead down to where you found the guardian.
Oh.
I kind
I
of
got
say
you.
off.
Oh,
the side.
yes, I
Legitimate
understand. Yeah.
labyrinth.
Yeah.
I got you.
I kind of say off to the side to
See,
my
that's
party
another
members.
way to
Translation,
protect.
he's a dead
You
end.
don't know that. Yeah. Okay. Well, then, if that's the extent of his,
Mm-hmm.
then we'll ask him if he's looked through and we'll go that direction too, into the living quarters where the temple people used to live in the off in the main hall.
We're taking him
As
there,
you
we're
guys
saying
get
what?
there and you're kind of going through and perusing the living quarters. Yeah, I thought about coming in here and looking for stuff, but this place is, tradition's been around for a long time, so I figured that it was probably picked clean and there wasn't going to be much stuff in here. And yeah, I took a quick look, but it didn't look like there was much in here.
I see. Good to know.
Okay. Well, we're looking for knowledge clues, not just treasure. You can tell him knowledge.
Is there anything else that you think would be fascinating, new knowledge within this room? Anything enlightening in this room? Not so much the shiny stuff.
Starts doing the backstroke and whatnot, and then he comes by. Nothing
This
as
is why I never
enlightening
go
as
back.
you.
This is why I could never go back to high school. Okay.
Well, at least
Answer is no.
he has clear skin. It's
Nothing
constantly
like the Invisible
washed.
Man. He's
Okay.
like one of those
Okay.
fish from deep in the Marianas Trench.
Okay,
Never seen the light.
Tell him to see about checking out the chamber
Talk
of
about
echoes for us.
shelter.
It looks like he'd really
What?
enjoy that room a lot.
Oh, you mean the room that makes all kinds of weird noises and everything?
That splashes
Yeah.
you around
Yes,
with the
Yeah,
Take
crowd.
that's
us to
kind of
the
cool.
noises.
I really like going in there and doing loop-de-loops.
It is.
But
Oh,
That explains why he's a huddle.
I've done it so many times that it's
Getting
kind of
kinda
old
old.
now.
Well, take us to the
Yeah.
boring, noisy room.
but you see, one of the reasons why I was saying that because if we go into the library and old swimming around touchy boy, he might mess stuff up.
Oh,
What are you
for
guys
sure.
looking through in here for, huh?
Yeah,
I tried to
that's
get rid of
exactly
I tried
why
to
I
get
don't
rid
want
of
to
it.
invite
So what's all
adolescent.
going on over here?
Yeah.
I
I
wasn't
tried
much
to
love
get
for
rid of
reading
it.
books. Books
Yeah.
are kind of boring. I need to,
Yeah, and knowledge just falls apart in my hand. Watch. Yeah. Okay.
He knows exactly.
I don't need him.
See,
there.
knowledge just can't handle me. It
Stan's
just
like, I play this game to
It
get
crumbles
away
in
from
my
people
presence.
like that,
It
and now I'm
does.
dealing with it in game.
So maybe we shouldn't check
I
out the
tried to get rid
library
of him
right
a
now.
couple times, and you brought him back, so it's your fault.
Now
We'll
there
worry
was
about
a
this
map for the temple.
Yes.
That was
the
in there.
library.
That was before the calamity.
Correct.
So these hallways that are now caved in, this shows where they're supposed to lead.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, give me the Popeye look. So our original assessment when we saw that is more extensive that we're looking at here. Because we had a peek at where these connected that the originators made before the cave-ins.
Yes.
So technically we don't have to try to find what's on the other side of these mounds that are
Correct. The labyrinthian tunnels, there is no specific path for that. It just ends kind of like the map does here. But the hallway that goes off to the left, looking at it,
yeah.
that led on to more living quarters.
Okay, alright. And the one by the inner sanctum? That's a shorter
That one actually led around and zigzagged a bit, and then actually ended up being where the Guardian's lair connected.
Oh, that connected over here later.
And you're
Yes.
just like,
Okay. So,
Seems like there was a connection at some point.
because that was missing in my vision of what was going on. I was like, maybe we need to find out where these ends go, and we have an opportunity to find it in the library if we studied it and compared what was revealed that we saw physically.
Yeah.
But now you're confirming that.
It wasn't
Yeah.
the section that you guys found the lair in. It was more of the area that you guys were in above.
Okay.
It was a chamber like that. That's what's on the map.
Okay. And the courtyard is still a bunch of busts of statue people in a garden that was just to hang out and whatever, but now it's filled with water.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's talk to Neplin and see about if he could show us where he's known where he's been outside of the temple,
do we have to?
like the entrance area of the town. We haven't inspected the town yet.
What town?
City.
So
So-
far, we haven't seen a lot of life.
Well, it's
The most life we've seen
adolescent,
was in the
but it's here.
in the dream.
And when we go through the main hall, do we see everything that we put on the altar also on top of what they have there too?
Mm-hmm.
It's still there.
Okay, so there's a double portion. Okay. All right. He didn't notice anything like there was more than what they thought they left last time?
No, he was too curious on getting to see if you guys came back or not. He just woof right by.
Gotcha. Okay.
But you guys do see at the entrance, you do see a large aquatic-looking creature that is waiting patiently at the other side of the
That's
main
his,
hall.
that's his steed. Okay.
It looks, like I mentioned
Large
before, a
porpoise.
large porpoise
Okay.
type
Maybe
creature.
Like he doesn't swim
It
fast
does not
enough.
have. It does not have a blowhole on the top, but
That's
instead
meant to
has
Fins.
gills
Gills.
on the side like a shark does. The teeth are small, much like a dolphin.
Okay. All right. Okay. Then can we just ask this young man now if he would show us locally around the temple area on the outside?
Hello. Do you think that you could show my friends
Not
and
her.
I around the temple, where
Exterior.
your people live, and just show us the lay of the land, so to speak?
Sure. I mean, I can show
Simply
you around the
because
city
we've
as
never
much
been
as
here
as much as
before.
I know of. I mean, I don't really know what the areas were called. This
big.
was kind of here before, way before my time, but you know.
And here
But I
have
can
my
show you, you
interest
know,
in
around the city.
Okay. He's got that nice Uber, so that sounds cool.
Don't think
It-
you can handle a
Do we
vinyl.
see other swimming, non-mammal looking shark things that look like porpoise that are around too?
Occasionally.
But they're not tame.
Yeah, this one has like an actual like saddle
Has a
type
harness and
deal,
stuff.
harness.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, just show us what you know of the area in a short amount of time, because we are on a time restraint.
Mhm. Fortunately.
Some of the writings that we've seen, we can still read though, because of the Elven and the Soldarian.
Okay. For sake of brevity, and since it's getting late here, he'll lead you around and show you like basically the outskirts of like the temple and whatnot. You do see that the temple is like leaning to the side a bit, and how the terrain is off when it comes to the how it is settling and whatnot at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And you spend some time swimming out and going through the city and whatnot. You see a ruined city that had the earth basically broken up throughout it, and buildings that cracked open and things like that, and furniture that is broken and long decayed while being in the ocean or in the water here and waterlogged. You do see some skeletons here and there throughout the homes, but you guys, I don't know how long you want to spend swimming out here.
I would like to see if he could take us to a service.
Okay. I mean, even if you spend like a couple hours going out, like you're still only coming through a portion of the city. This
Sure.
city is massive.
Yeah,
Um,
but it's quicker to go to the surface than to keep going around the perimeter of the city.
you guys know that if you are indeed in the mysterious lake, that it would take several days just to get to probably the other side.
But to go up, I'm saying, to the surface.
Yeah.
How long does that take?
10, 15 minutes maybe.
That's what I
depending
wanna
on
hear.
how quickly
Okay.
you're swimming.
Okay.
Um,
But only 5 minutes for him on his aquatic steed?
oh yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
gonna be
Okay.
cruising. Let's see. I don't think there was anything pertinent with the city or anything. So.
Okay. Alright.
But you guys would just see that it just goes on and on. There's gonna be times where you guys are swimming through the streets and whatnot, where he will stop and like pull you guys aside.
Predator.
And then you'll see like a large like shark creature kind of swim by, and it'll pass by, and you guys. Can
Yeah,
see.
we'll entertain him. We'll do what he wants us to do.
So,
We'll let him think he's in control.
Yeah, yeah. We can help him with his passage and being a man. Okay. Alright.
yeah.
Would he take us to the shore of this? Where?
Oh yeah. If you guys want to go to the shore and go to the surface, I mean, he's gonna take you to his hometown essentially.
Okay. So, and how much do we loot there?
We will pick up there next time with you guys finding out more about Neplin and this
The Neplin.
society that he is from. And
Oh, he's the king.